Happy New Year, or Happy Birthday, as Galactus says in Marvel Rivals.
Oh my God!
I hear that emoji in my dreams.
I hear it in my nightmares.
Happy birthday! It was a good. It's probably a good thing that the new Lady Loki emote, Good Boy, doesn't have any voice lines attached to it.
That is fair.
It could always be worse.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Aftershow Podcast, first show of the Big 2-6. It's been a crazy year. It's amazing that it's already 2026. So I remember, feels like only yesterday we were just imagining how much crazier the world would get in 2026, and now we're in it. We're actually in it. Another year gone. I did since we didn't do the New Year whatever, figure we can still squeeze in, since I've seen people doing it, still get some of our best of 2025 stuff, talk about what to look forward to in 2026. A lot of it will be superhero related. It's pretty stacked year. We got Avengers Doomsday, which has been getting a lot of shine lately, a lot of trailers, pretty much botched a lot of it with all the leaks, so we'll get into that, talk a lot of gaming, how the gaming landscape is changing thanks to AI, which is reportedly looking like it's going to lead to a delay of the PlayStation 6 and some other consoles, as well as giant price hikes. Always a good thing to look forward to. But first, it's been a bit. So what's up to the chat? We got Gio first in line,
as always,
as is usually the case. Happy birthday. What's up, Vibe and Cole, Old Man Eastwood, Super Patrick. What's up, Gabe? Welcome. What's up, Ski? What up, Cal? Appreciate you all hanging out. Yep, we got some new mods in the building. I made sure I fixed that up. Added some new members to the ranks.
You basically made the 6-7 boys mods.
Indeed. Well deserved. Yeah, I was just set up the stream. I was like, oh, they're in the chat early as usual. Well, might as well just make them mods at this point. Why not? No reason not to. I'm sure they won't crash out and abuse their privileges like Travis. So it should be fine.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what's up, Travis?
Well, we are in 2026. I hope you and your family had a great holiday festivities.
My holiday festivities were just dandy. Didn't quite hit the same. I just slept a lot. Did my usual tradition of watching old some of my favorite Christmas stuff. For this year, I switched it up a little bit by because I realized I never watched Miracle on 34th Street, so I decided to add that to the rotation of Christmas classics. Really good movie. Obviously, it's considered a holiday classic.
Christmas was weird this year. So like we always go to my mom's house on Christmas Eve and then my in-laws' house on Christmas Day, but my niece and nephew had like the plague. So they weren't there. So I don't know. It was a little different. So we had to do something with them like the next weekend. But Yeah, it was a good time. I got some. I'm pumped. I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah, what did you get for Christmas, Jay? What did Santa leave you?
I got me some Red Sox side plates for my WWE World Title.
Ooh, that
So
is that is a very nerdy sentence, but I'm
yes,
glad you're
yes,
happy.
very, very, very much so. Love this thing. Now it says Boston Red Sox.
At least it doesn't say Boston Celtics. It could always be worse.
I mean, be careful what you wish for because they are figuring things out with a quite the cast of characters.
Apparently, a lot. The NBA is weird. Yeah, NBA is weird this year, especially in the East. Like no, everyone assumed Boston. Well, I hoped more so than assumed Boston would be bottom of the lottery, but against all odds, they've managed to do it. Who knew taking 53s a game would make you competitive?
Got one of the steals of the draft, Hugo Gonzalez.
Yep, true.
Kids playing real good. Hustles, love it. I
Also,
also go
also
ahead.
helps the East is kind of cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not look the regular season games, but nobody expected this from the Celtics, and they're beating good teams, and they're playing really well. So I'll take it. And it looks like Tatum's going to come back by the end of the year, and obviously when Jalen's not going to be like Michael Jordan when Tatum's back, but like the two of them kind of know how to coexist. It'll be nice to see Tatum be able to ease his way in. We'll see. I mean, I'm not like I will say though, Porzingis and Drew are like toast. They might have to retire. So like
Yeah.
we kind of like lucked out having being forced to trade them. So
I feel like Drew could still play. He just needs to be in a situation where he's actually playing for something.
yeah, maybe I don't know, but I guess he's only played like 10 games this year. So
Yeah,
I don't know. But I do feel like it doesn't even matter because like it's like the Spurs or the Thunder's league right now.
yeah.
So
Who saw that coming? The Spurs, like everyone assumed the Thunder would get off to another amazing start, and of course they did. I don't think anyone expected the Thunder of all teams to be the ones to kick the Spurs to be able to ones to kick their ass.
I mean, they've had some really good lottery picks, and you get enough of those in a row, paired with one of the top players in the world. That's an like everybody talk about Porzingis being the unicorn, but like
He's
Wembanyama is
the
the
true
unicorn.
the one true unicorn.
Yeah,
For sure.
like he took what Porzingis was supposed to be to a whole nother level. So yeah. And the
Yeah.
Spurs, I think the Spurs are undefeated against the Thunder too.
Yeah, they washed him. It's been really bad, and this is with Wemby playing like 20 minutes a game.
Yeah, that's wild. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I also got to see Seven Dust for the 35th time
Ooh,
and Creed for the 4th time. It was a very good show.
35 times the charm. I didn't go to any concerts though. I would like to at some point, but
So expensive.
yeah, everything is festive. I did manage to go to the movie theater
Nice.
for the first time in a long time. Yeah, I don't
Would you
usually
go do
go.
the Stranger Things?
Hell no, I'm not watching Stranger Things in theaters. That's a Netflix experience. Nah,
I don't know. I thought that would have been cool.
nah. I don't like Stranger Things enough to see it in the theater. So I'll be honest. I like Stranger Things, and we can talk about the finale because a lot of people fucking hate it. but I don't know. Stranger Things is like as a movie theater experience. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good just watching it in on my on Netflix on my TV. But no, I went to see Avatar.
Glorbo had me in the first half, not gonna lie.
Right. Marty Supreme, I do want to see that, but I did see Avatar: Fire and Ash, and
Oh yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense.
And to be fair, I only saw it because Ubisoft paid for my tickets.
Oh, okay. Did I miss out on that? Like I didn't.
I think you
I
did.
I wouldn't. I honestly I wouldn't have gone anyway. I haven't seen the first two, and
I've seen somehow I've seen like I saw the first one because it was like a huge deal. Like I feel like
right.
everyone's trying to see that. I saw it when it came out and loved it. I thought it was great. I saw Way of Water on out when it was outside the theater. I thought it was just okay. I felt like the appeal of Avatar because people are just wondering like how are these movies always just making $1 billion,
Right. I'm
and
one of them.
I think it's because it's a spectacle, and spectacles are what pretty much draw people to theaters nowadays for the most part. Like because it's expensive. Like if I had not spent because Ubisoft just gave me they just basically loaded up a $50 gift card and said
Oh, gotcha.
here go see Avatar, and we got the expansion coming to the game, the Avatar game, go enjoy. And I was like, all right, bet. So I was like, all right, so my ticket's paid for, and I was like, all right, let me get I'll get some snacks too since it's on the gift card. And I kid you not, I got a ticket. I got I got nachos, and I think I got like one other thing. I think it was like a small pizza, and the total came to like almost $50.
Jesus.
And let me tell you, the nachos, it was like 10 nachos. And the pizza was literally like this. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was like this. This is the pizza.
Oh my god.
I was like, this is a personal pizza. I was like, so when it's that expensive to go to the movie theater, you kind of feel like people aren't going to want to go, especially if they have families.
Right.
Unless it's like worth something. And I feel like the Avatar movies are worth seeing. I saw it in 3D, which I feel like the only way to see
3D.
I feel like 3D is mostly ass, but I feel like Avatar is like the only movie that's consistently worth seeing in 3D. And this one was no exception. Like I feel like they're the only one. I feel like everyone else does it as a gimmick because they even had like 3D in like the Mario trailer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this looks like ass. And then when Avatar started, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm in this fucking movie. like it was like night and day. Like it was like no comparison. Like I literally felt like it was damn near VR. Like how good it looked.
I understand that Avatar is like visually stunning and all those kinds of things, but I think I was talking about this the other day during one of my streams. I was like, I can like drive down the street of Worcester, Mass, where I live, and I could drive by like 5 people wearing a Demon Slayer t-shirt, okay, and I'll know it and I'll see it, and I'm like, oh, okay, or I'll like see a million people wearing like Naruto or something. I don't think I've ever at any point in time in any location in the world I've ever been seen somebody wearing Avatar merch ever.
Accurate.
And it's weird because it's like they're 3 of the highest grossing movies of all time. You know what I mean? Like it's one of the highest grossing franchises, trilogies to ever exist.
And it has pretty much no fandom
and you see nothing anywhere. There's virtually no, like there, I don't see toys in the toy aisle. Like it's basically old people going to watch it. I think. I don't understand. Like
I think people are literally just seeing the movie and like, oh wow, that was cool, and then they just forget about it because it's
like a big tech demo.
That's exactly what I'm literally telling you. It's just for the theater experience. It's like, and I did see there was a big spike in increase for the game, like the game adaptation.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah, a lot more people are playing it. They partially because they added the third person mode. It was like a full expansion, and they also got a lot of hype from the movie and an expansion that connects to the movie. So that brought in a lot of new players. But yeah, in general, I feel like people don't build up lore. Like are it's because it's like because it's not really much to it lore wise.
Right.
Like anime, like Demon Slayer, for example. Like people, you see a lot of fandom of that because anime is like a huge thing when it comes to fandom. Like you have your manga fans who've been reading the Demon Slayer manga, and then it got adapted to the anime, and then you got people who are watching anime who may have found the manga, and then they push a lot of toys. There's a lot of fandom built within that. There's a lot of lore, a lot of interesting lovable characters that people connect with or think are really cool. Amazing fight scenes and everything like that. And then Avatar is just like, I don't even remember half their fucking names.
Right, but like Avatar falls under Disney's umbrella, right? Like, so
yeah.
You would think with all the merchandising they do, like
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have merch, of course, but it's just like
sure,
people
but you
just
never see it anywhere. It's crazy.
I legit because I don't think people care. Like because I don't think it's a great movie to look at and I think that's why people go see it, but it's not a world that we necessarily care that much about. In my opinion, like I watch the movies. I love Zoe Saldana, so I'll that's my excuse to support her. But in general, like I only go to the movie because James Cameron is great at spectacle. Like he makes great looking movies that if you go, it's one of those few directors where if you go to the theater and actually like sit down and see it, you're going to get your money's worth. So I feel like people that don't necessarily, I feel like I'm sure a lot of people maybe didn't even see Way of Water, just came to see it because it's a big Avatar James Cameron movie. So they're like, oh, okay, this is going to be a awesome looking movie. You can sometime I can spend a couple hours here and have a good time, see something really cool, and that's it. Like I don't care about I don't really care that much about the lore because there's really not that much to it, not that many interesting characters. Obviously they don't look really distinct because they're just one species. Like with other characters like franchise like Demon Slayer, you have all these unique different characters, and it's just like they're all blue aliens. I just who cares? Like
yeah, I just can never make sense of how successful it is. Because like there have been lots of great looking movies, and there have been lots of movies that like had amazing stories, had amazing characters that everybody knew and loved, and they don't get anywhere near that kind of success. So it's just weird to me because you would think that something so consistently successful would generate interest outside of just seeing it at the theater. You know what I mean?
No, this is weird. It is weird. Like like Zootopia is now climbing up there. I just saw it past Zootopia 2 just passed the $1.5 billion mark.
It's a CM Punk effect.
Must be. But I know a lot of people love Zootopia. They've been glazing Zootopia ever since it first came out, like 10 years ago or so. So this wasn't that surprising to me. A lot of people love the animated wing of Disney. So that makes sense. And there's a lot of fun, lovable characters in that. And that's one where I feel like people are just going there because they love the story and the characters. Whereas I feel like with Avatar, people are just like, well, James Cameron's great, and also the movies look really cool, and that's just it. That's just literally just it.
I guess you just take it. The bigger question is it going to make $2 billion?
$2 billion. I mean, I never count out James Cameron, but it's on pace. I think Way of Water made $2 billion, and
I don't think anybody's ever made $2 billion.
Avengers Endgame made $2 billion.
Did it really?
And Way of Water made $2 billion. I'm pretty sure. The 2 billion mark has been crossed before.
Oh, I guess so.
And from what I remember, it was on pay. It was the new Avatar was actually outselling Way of Water. when its debut, it had a much lower drop off. At like I had to I had to do a double take when I read this. Apparently, the second week drop off for Avatar: Fire and Ash was only 20%.
There are
Which is
7
crazy.
movies that have crossed 2 billion. At number 7, we have Avengers: Infinity War. 6, we have Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
Yep.
At number 5, we have a movie from 2025. Nia Za 2.
Yeah, the Chinese movie.
Yeah. Crazy. Titanic at 4, Way of the Water at 3, Endgame at 2, original Avatar at 1. But that had like 2 theatrical runs.
Yeah.
Supergirl at 3. It's wild that James Cameron, I think I saw something. Has he really only made 4 movies like since Titanic, then the 3 Avatar movies?
I'm thinking, yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, the only James Cameron's movies I can think of besides Titanic and the Avatars in like relatively recent years is like Red Tails.
Yeah, it looks like that is the case. So he's the first person ever to have 4 straight movies cross $1 billion. Yeah. Titanic in 97, Avatar in 2009, Way of the Water 2022, and then Fire and Ash.
I feel like no one's ever going to beat that record.
although if you ever watched Entourage, he did also direct Aquaman.
That is true. That's totally true. I would love if James Cameron did the superhero movie just to bring it full circle, like in real life. That would actually.
Now, here's the question: when you saw it, which Avengers trailer did you get?
I got the Captain America one.
Okay. I think that is the dumbest thing that they've ever done, quite frankly. Locking these behind going to see a movie was just stupid. Everybody's first introduction to seeing these trailers is some grainy 120p iPhone. Like, it doesn't make sense. People were obviously going to do that, and just put it out. It would have changed nothing about Avatar's numbers. I'm sorry. I do not think there's a single person that went to see Avatar just so they could see a 30-second Avengers spot that barely shows you anything.
I literally forgot about it. I showed up like 10 minutes late to the movie, and still was in time for 20 minutes of trailers.
Yeah.
And I was like, and one of them ended up being the Doomsday one. I was like, oh, I remember this from Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so like it's so antiquated. It's boomer. It's like everything that Disney like just gets wrong. And they've been getting a lot of stuff wrong, and they've been really lucky that like the fans are there to bail them out. But like I don't understand the philosophy behind it.
Yeah, just do a fucking world premiere like DC's been doing. Like they did the same with Supergirl.
They literally break the internet when they drop these trailers. Like, just keep breaking the internet and keep people happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous because now like all these trailers are leaking now. Even the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer leaked.
Yeah. So like, and the worst part is like, we're also at this phase of society where it's like real or AI. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there are so many. Yeah, at one point it was like so many fake AI Avengers Doomsday leaks. Like it was just impossible to just distinguish what was a real leak and what was AI generated. So now it's just like who knows? Because it has gotten a lot more realistic, and we do know they have a leaking problem. So it's just like, yeah, that could be true. Who knows at this point? And now it's just like kind of, some of a lot of mystery. So I haven't seen the X-Men one yet, So I'm just save. I'm just going to save that for the high quality version, and just call it like that. But it would be nice if they like kind of got their shit together with this with this marketing rollout, because I still think it's obviously it's going to be a huge movie, but yeah, they're definitely botching this rollout a little bit. But it would have been a lot cooler if this was all like legitimately a surprise. But it's still it's still going to be a cool movie. I think it's fine. The Wonder Man trailer, that one dropped as well, and it really popped off. Surprisingly so, but I thought it was a good trailer. Did you see it?
I
The
did
Wonder
not
Man?
watch that one. I'm just waiting for it to come out. Like that, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't really know how I feel about that one.
That's why it's important to watch the trailer. I thought because before I was kind of like I feel like what a lot of people, I think this is why so many people responded well to the trailer, because like the teaser up to this point was like, okay, what the fuck is this supposed to be?
Yeah.
And like, because people who knew Wonder Man was like, okay, what is this show? And then the people who didn't know Wonder Man were like, okay, what is this show? Like
Hmm.
it's an actor who's trying. It's like is this like the Birdman? It's like a meta commentary on superhero culture, like of an actor trying to get the part. I guess that's okay. Who knows? It
Well, if
could be.
Travis hates it, I'm sure it's going to be good.
But I watched the yeah definitely. But I watched the full trailer, and I think the full trailer did what the teasers didn't, which is give us a better picture of what the movie is actually about. And yeah, he is an actor going that's trying to get this part of Wonder Man, but but the twist is that he actually has superpowers that he can't that he doesn't have great control over. And it's also they're also actors are also not allowed to be superheroes. Like you cannot have superpowers and act in Hollywood movies. It's not allowed. So he's like so he has to hide the fact that he has actual powers while trying to while trying to play this role of Wonder Man. And also the Department of Damage Control is on his ass as well. So
I saw something like that. Like you're not supposed to have superpowers part, but we'll see. I mean, I do appreciate. It seems like they kind of cover the gender bend or the like the race
yeah,
change, because they show like the true Wonder Man in the like old version of the TV show. So like it kind of does make a little, I think that's one of the better explanations for something like that they've done. Which whatever. I honestly I'm not gonna put any thought into it. I'm just gonna wait until it comes out and I'm gonna watch it and we'll just see what happens. You know what I mean? Like
comes out this
uh
month, I think.
yeah, I think pretty soon for sure. So we'll see. I'm not like excited, but I'm also not like, yeah,
I'm,
like it's just
I'm looking forward to it after this trailer. I think this is going to be a good. I think the trailer eased a lot of my concerns, and because I was interested even before, but now after seeing the full trailer, I think it's actually going to be good. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Marvel is a lot. It's actually going to be a crazy couple of months coming up because we got the new season of Invincible, the final season of The Boys, and Daredevil Born Again season 2, all in the same month, which
well. Then this summer
is
is
a,
going to be insane because don't we have like the new Spider-Man, like,
you have
or
Spider.
is Avengers back to back with something else?
I think Avengers was moved towards the end of the year.
Okay, so it's Spider-Man back to back with
I know we have Supergirl and
Supergirl.
Spider-Man. Supergirl and Spider-Man. I
Yeah.
know.
So I mean, after all the Stranger Things stuff, like one of the big things with the Spider-Man trailer leak is there's still so much like debate on who Sadie Sink is going to be.
Yeah, clearly a
Uh,
villain.
yeah, I've heard. I don't remember the name of the character, but it was like some obscure
Yeah,
character,
is 100% obscure character for sure.
which I think is just a mistake. I mean, I don't know that I don't think Jean Grey ever made sense
No.
to be in a Spider-Man movie, like to be introduced that way. And I definitely did not like the rumors of Rachel. There's like Rachel Avila is the female Punisher sidekick. I didn't like the idea of that because she's too young for that. But I don't know. I will tell you one thing though. After watching like watching Stranger Things and seeing all these kids like kind of grown up now, give me Lucas as the new Black Panther. Give me him as the new T'Challa.
Interesting.
Like I don't know why, but I just see a young Chadwick. Like I see it enough, you know what I mean? And they're all way older than we think they're I mean they're all older. Like Millie Bobby Brown or Bon Jovi, whatever, like is a fucking mind fuck because like I'm not used to being old enough to remember these people being young children, and now they're like weirdly smoke shows, you know what I mean? Like and showing it. It's weird. It's really weird. Like I don't know how to handle it.
I saw we'll put that on pause, but I saw the there was this funny meme where the one kid he played he was Eleven's boyfriend in the show.
Oh yeah, Finn.
Finn. Yeah, someone made the meme that because of how fast they grow up that in the next Stranger Things spinoff, they had him looking like Adam Driver, and then
I saw that.
And then the next one, he was like Server Snake from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But I was looking at him in the show. I'm like, wait, he already looks like Adam Driver now. like this man looks 30. He looks
old. Even Holly, she's supposed to be 7 in the show, and she's like 14. I'm like, what are we? I don't know how. I mean, she was really good, but like actor wise, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if you want to dive into Stranger Things. I know a lot of people are.
Yeah, I like that they're unintentionally brought back the old tradition of hiring like really old people to play young roles. Like
Nancy is 30.
Like John Travolta famously being a high schooler despite being like 40.
Yeah.
Or Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Grease. Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2 being a high schooler despite being in his 30s.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like the easiest to please with Stranger Things. It wasn't perfect, but like I just look at it as the totality of the series and how much I really just enjoyed it. And I'm glad I did not go. I actually thought about going to see it in the theater, but the closest one that was showing it was like a half hour away. And at that point I was like, nah, I'm out. And my wife was like, yeah, I don't want to see it in the theater anyway. Because I thought it was like, all right, it's movie length, it's feature length, it's a little over 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't think they needed so much epilogue, but I thought it was pretty good. I see the way people are nitpicking it to death, and I just don't need to go that deep with it. You know, like people are like mad that like Dustin's like ham radio girlfriend never showed back up.
Yeah.
Like you really don't need the closure to that story.
Yeah,
it's really not that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It could have been better. It could have been worse. I just enjoyed it, you know, and it looked visually cool. I just, you know, they didn't wrap it up great. Like I think my biggest complaint is like you go from seeing, all right, obviously spoilers, but you go from seeing the end of the Upside Down and what happens there to 18 months later and no idea what happened in between with the military that was just there getting murdered by Nancy, the freaking Terminator. All right. Like we have no resolution there. And that's weird because like they literally had him dead to rights. All right. And then just, we don't know. All right, she's gone. So, all right, whatever, I guess.
And I think what made it worse, like, because I thought it was fine. I thought it was just fine. I thought it was just like, it's content. That's what I thought it was nice that most of the characters had a good resolution. I thought the way they got there was kind of goofy. Like, I thought the final battle was absolute dog shit.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
Like, they completely botched that. Like, having the mind flare. First of all, not having any demigorgons being anywhere in the demigorgon realm was a choice,
Yeah,
and then having the giant kaiju mind flayer just be able to be beaten by like a couple kids holding garden tools and a flamethrower. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
I mean, we always knew that was how it was gonna end.
It didn't have to end like that, especially since they set it up in a cool way with they were like, oh shit, we're done, like, it's over, and then 11 just cracks it in the face with a giant boulder. I thought for a second we were about to get like a cool anime style ending with 11 having like this crazy battle, getting powered up by the power of friendship, and like I thought that maybe they would have the kids channel their energy or whatever into her, like, consensually though, like they were like Vecna was forcing them, and give her a power up or some cool shit where she would just go Super Saiyan on the mind flare, and I thought that would have been awesome. But then I'm like, nope, they're going to fuck it up because they need to make everyone feel special. So I was like, all right, this is ass. Let me get to that.
I didn't need them all to feel special. That was definitely, like, everybody played their part. I'm glad they all made it out. Essentially, I do like the way they left it open for interpretation at the end. I hate it that the Duffers are trying to like answer all these questions off screen. Like, no, motherfucker,
they're fucking up. And I think that's where a lot of the backlash, because there was initial backlash just with how it ended, and people had complaints, some nitpicky, some extremely valid. But then the Duffer Brothers made it worse by just going full Game of Thrones final season.
Yeah.
And just giving the stupidest fucking possible answers to some of this. Like, we forgot. Like people people answering questions, answering like, oh, are these two still dating? We'll leave it up to the fans. What happened to the military? They just kind of went away. It's
that's the biggest one for me.
What the fuck are you talking about? They just walked away. What do you mean?
Yeah, you've got freaking Sarah Connors like on a freaking mission, and in the end there's no resolution with her. Like, and I don't know how you can have her not have some form of resolution. There's not like, the real military shows up, you know what I mean? And like takes her in, like anything like that, like there's nothing. It just like they just disappear, like it never happened. And maybe the payoff is the spinoffs. Maybe the payoff is that we'll understand more what happened when they've got like these spinoffs that are not going to involve any of these people, but it could. I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses for them.
I'll say in terms of series finales, My Hero Academia had a much better finale to their anime than Stranger Things did. I'll say they did a much better job.
The one that bothers me though is everybody being upset about Will's coming out.
I mean, that was predictable.
Everybody knew, no one should have been surprised that he was gay. Number one. And number two, you have to put yourself into what were they, 1989?
Yeah. I think that's the problem. Like, there's like a fatigue set in, and people just like, because of how our social media culture is, people kind of lose track of the fact that this is technically a period piece. It takes place, like, we're used to, like we're actually as a culture past the phase where coming out is like considered a big deal, which is a great cultural milestone. Like, I'm old enough to remember where there was a time when this was a big deal, and the 80s was definitely such a time. Like, the 80s wasn't even a time for coming out. The 80s was a time where if you were out, you could get stomped in.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a huge, especially in a small town
Yeah,
that was a huge deal. So I understood in the moment why, okay, yeah, this is supposed to be this actually is a huge deal, but I understand, like, as a viewer who's used to all this LGBT content, they were just like, it didn't really hit. I'm sure it just didn't hit hard for as many people unless they personally went through that, because they've seen it so much, and it's like, they probably, like you said, probably already knew he was gay, so it was like having this big emotional scene to them felt like it was a waste. And obviously we knew the grifters are going to just latch onto it because they needed an excuse to talk about Stranger Things, and they obviously weren't going to talk about it in an honest way. They needed
right.
they needed a culture war in, and this was it.
But I felt like it was a really good scene, and it actually made sense
Yeah,
because he learned that the biggest thing that was holding him back was that Vecna was holding his fears over him,
yeah,
and his biggest fear in a 1980s setting was that if his friends knew he was gay, that they would they would cast him aside,
yeah.
you know? And like that that is powerful, and he had to come over that. He had to overcome that, or else he wouldn't have been able to face Vecna the way he needed to. So I just don't I don't know, man. Like there's a lot of times where I think you kind of shoehorn that stuff into, these forms of entertainment, but I didn't think that was it at all.
No, I thought it made sense for the character. It made sense in the context of his arc in the show. I just thought people, I knew people were going to react the way they did, because it's always the usual people that, it was exactly the people I thought would react that way. It's like, yeah, like we already knew exactly what your take would, what those people's takes were going to be. It's always the same take. It's like who cares, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I listen. I think it was a solid 7.5 out of 10 season altogether. I'm happy that we got to experience such an amazing show. It was definitely not as strong as I think it could have been. I think they tried to do too much in the end. I've listened to some other people that I like talk about it, and I'm like, I guess, but I do think back to, like, I think they just made it too slowly, and I don't think it had the same charm because they were all so much older, even though they were supposed to be like in the same time frame as the other seasons, which I know is hard when you're dealing with younger kids, but I don't know, man. Like it was so long between, so it was hard to take them the same way I took them. Yeah, exactly. Like it's hard to take them the same way when they were young, it was more powerful. And now it's like, okay, but you're like freaking adults now, you've been through the war a million times. So I don't know, man. I think it was a, not their fault in that regard, but at the same time, it wasn't the strongest of the 5 seasons.
No,
So
I think it really just came down to the writing. I think they maybe weren't sure exactly how to end it, because there was a lot of pressure to not only just milk this, but and milk it they did. With like every episode is a movie, but I was like, but it definitely felt like they wanted to settle. They wanted to ultimately settle on an ending that would make as many people happy as possible, and in a way they kind of trying to appeal to everyone. They kind of appeal to nobody.
I honestly wanted everybody to make it through. I couldn't even think of who I would like. Obviously, I think the one that maybe is gone is the one that makes the most sense, and like the sacrifice aspect, but is she really gone? Um, I think that one made the most sense, but I didn't want there to be like, you don't have to kill everybody off.
Yeah,
I like it that they all made it through in their own way. Like if Hopper died, I think we all would have been. I think that would have been very expected because he's
yeah,
tried to like kill himself like 40 times in the show. Um, like he has like a martyr complex or something.
yeah.
But yeah, I
I
mean,
actually watched the new Karate Kid on Netflix. It just came on Netflix. Really good. Recommend
I
it.
don't Explain this reference. I've never watched any of that. What does that mean?
I just saw him put Cobra Kai, and it made me think of
Oh,
the Karate Kid, because I love the Cobra Kai show, and the Karate Kid movie is awesome. The
gotcha.
I think it's Karate Kid Legends. That's the new one with Jackie Chan.
I just yeah, as long as Steve Harrington. Speaking of Steve Harrington, did you know like Joe Keery had like the #1 song in the world like last week?
Did he?
Yeah, he has like I don't know what it is. It's like DJO or like DJO or something like that. He has some kind of like I don't know if it's a music group or if it's electronica or what it is, but he had like some song that came out. It was like literally #1 on every streaming app.
The
Like
stranger thing.
it was like over Taylor Swift.
That is the power of Netflix. That
Yeah.
that's another time they had it's a what's this, the next K-pop Demon Hunter thing going on.
I mean, they've already announced a few of the spin-offs. There's going to be like an animated series that apparently is between season 2 and 3, which obviously animated is the only way they can go at this point for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, they said they're not I think the Duffers confirmed they're not going to appear in live action again. It's all going to be animated.
I also heard that there's like obviously like my feed like all the like algorithm generated feeds I'm getting is like nothing but Stranger Things stuff. I guess that like Sadie Singh's character was never supposed to have like a long run. And she actually lied to get her role. Apparently, like she lied and said that she was good at skateboarding and she had never skateboarded before in her life. And but like she was so good that they like changed things a little bit. And the same thing with Steve Harrington. Apparently, like he was supposed to die like in season 1, you know? And but like they got these actors in and they like made some changes and yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy to think that they're so adaptive like that, you know?
Actually happens a lot, like more often than you think. Like, yeah, there's just tons of stories out there where you're writing a show or a movie, and an actor's performance like changes just kind of everything. Like, like it's like, oh, like even the movie, even the movie itself, like if you just have a talented enough actor, they can have a pretty crazy impact. Like I remember I remember this short where I think Matt Damon was describing working on a movie with Nicholson, and it is like it's being me. It's like a legendary me at this point. But but you just kind of describe how Nicholson was like essentially writing his own scene. He's like just like ad libbing, and like he just took what was supposed to be this kind of simple, straightforward killing scene into like something crazy. And something similar thing happened with Denzel in Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
Like pretty much most of what was great about Training Day, Denzel basically just came up with it himself, like on the spot. Like his whole speech at the end, he ad libbed that. Like that was like that was that was just him, just getting into character.
Speaking of Nicholson, after the Rob Reiner murder, um, I went back and watched A Few Good Men for the first time in a long time, and what a great movie!
I had to do that. That was just saying like that's one of those things where just like you it's like not something you don't even see coming. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's wild. It could have been prevented. I mean, you hear about the stuff that happened right before it and how they were at like Conan O'Brien's I don't know, it was a Christmas party or what, but and like he got into like an argument with Saturday Night Live actor Bill Hader,
Yeah.
and like they left the party, and that might have been what prompted like some of the issues that ultimately ended in his whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what's even crazier is his lawyer, that trial that I was following, the Karen Reed trial.
Yeah.
His lawyer is like Karen Reed's lawyer.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a choice.
Well, I mean, he's a big shot, like LA lawyer in general. That's the fact that she got him was kind of crazy, and like that's how much he believed in the case. But
Was he
so much
one?
so that
Was he one of
what?
Diddy's? Was he one of Diddy's lawyers?
No, but he was what's his name? He was God, why can't I think of his name? He in the Diddy realm was accused of some stuff like that. He was the president in fuck, why can't I think? I can see his face. I can't think of his name, but he was a lawyer for
Why don't you ask Grok?
shit. Huh?
Ask Grok.
Yeah. Alan Jackson, famous clients. Kevin Spacey.
Oof.
Damn, I guess he was also Harvey Weinstein's lawyer.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But like he's super high profile, yeah. And I think he specializes in a lot of like the phone stuff. And when he heard about all the phone stuff that was going on in Karen's case, he just wanted it, you know. So
I did see. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot happening. It was all at one time. It was like you had the Stranger Things finale stuff happening. You had Jake Paul getting the shit beat out of him.
oh my god. And then Anthony Joshua getting in that horrible accident.
Yeah, horrible accident. Then the Dave Chappelle dropped a comedy special talking about all the buy stuff, the Indian stuff. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, I watched the special though. Yeah, anytime I see a Dave Chappelle special, I got to tap in. I saw a bunch of people posting clips about it, so I was like, oh, I got to check this out. I didn't even know
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, yep. Dave is Mr. Netflix. Yeah, it didn't even pop up. It didn't even pop up on my recommended. That's why I was like, that dumbass Jake Paul fight was on my schedule, but not the Dave Chappelle special. I was like, the hell.
Yeah, well, I think they kind of like push that like hard, obviously. So
yeah, I'm sad I didn't watch Jake Paul get his ass beat live. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, broke his jaw in 2 places.
Appreciate the 5, Armani. Can't wait for Wolverine 007 yeah, they got the 007, of course, got delayed a couple months, but I thought it was a good delay. I thought I thought First Light looked good, but I thought that it could use some additional polishing, and it looks like the devs locked in and agreed. It was like yeah. So I think 2 months is fine. But that should be all right. That should be all right.
I'm at a point in my life where like I don't, if things get delayed, it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like just put the game out right, and who cares? You know.
That was a wild closure. Yeah, obviously people were upset that Dave Chappelle not only took that Saudi money, but justified it by saying, yeah, he's a capitalist. He also kind of deflected a bit by talking about how some of the people that were complaining about him taking money from Saudi Arabia weren't saying anything about Israel. He tried to do that deflection, but I'm just like
I gotta be honest, I'm having to deal with a lot of like there's obviously with WWE they go to Saudi every year at least twice, and I think Seth Rollins recently had pretty reasonable explanation that I don't think a lot of people in America want to hear, and that is well, yeah, we take money from America too. Do you think we're really that much better in a lot of ways? And I mean,
yeah, but I mean, right now it's a little sketchy, but it's still
I know it's not like the money is the money.
Like they have actual slavery over there. like let's be clear.
Yeah,
America has done and continues to do horrendous things globally, but our citizens are the most privileged people in the world
for sure. And I hope that's not lost. That is lost on a lot of people. I've always been like very much like the Royal Rumble is in Saudi Arabia this year, I think, actually. And the WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia next year. So it's like, yeah, I am not going to Saudi Arabia for anything, you know.
Yeah.
Even though Riyadh seems like it's gorgeous, it seems like they've invested. It seems like it's like a Dubai, you know what I mean? And Dubai is always somewhere that some kind of interested me a little bit, but
I just took it as Dave likes the money and was like, I think this stems from actually, and this made too much sense to me for it not to be true. I think this stems from the $50 million he turned down from Comedy Central.
yeah,
I think Dave at the time, because I see people who are trashing on Dave now conveniently didn't mention this, but at the time, Dave made a very principled stance. He didn't like what was going on in Comedy Central behind the scenes. He felt uncomfortable. He felt like maybe his comedy was damaging the black community. Based on the reactions he said he saw, while he was filming some sketches, and he felt like it was the right thing to do was to walk away from the show at its peak, even at the cost, even though $50 million, that's life-changing money, generational wealth. But he felt that in his heart, like this, it wouldn't be right for him to take this money and do the show with the way he felt. So he takes a break, goes to Africa, to kind of recenter himself. And I remember the reaction was like overwhelmingly, especially from the black community in particular, which probably stung the most, especially since they're now trying to act like he's some of them are trying to act crazy because he took money from Saudi, but they turned their back on him. Like a lot of fans turned their back on Dave, called him crazy, said he was on crack. How could you turn down $50 million? They were pushing all these rumors that he was he's lost his mind, he's on drugs. Like, why would you go to Africa? Like all that. I remember seeing all that in the media, everywhere. People were just questioning Dave, and then he just said, "Oh, I can't believe he just ruined his career. Oh, he sucks. Whatever." And then he just kind of just went away and just kind of did his own thing. And then over time, Dave just worked these clubs, started building up this word of mouth. Dave just did like 2 hours at this club or this club, and then all of a sudden, he exposed on Netflix and has this whole new resurgence without doing the sketch comedy stuff, just doing his stand-ups. And I think Dave remembered that and was like, you know what, fuck it. If Saudi Arabia wants to pay me millions of dollars to do stand-up there, and they'll let me do the stand-up that I want to do as well. They're not trying to cancel me, because they also tried to cancel him, for his stand-up stuff over in the States. So I think Dave was just like kind of just over all this bullshit. Like, he's like, you know what? I don't need to take this shit. Like, I took a principled stance before, and y'all shit on me for it. Like, I'm just gonna do what's best for me and my family. If I'm going to tell the jokes I want to tell, I'm going to take money if whoever allows me to tell those jokes, whether it's Netflix or Saudi Arabia. And he's been doing it ever since.
yeah. And I think like, to bring it back a little bit to WWE, like, I think that's something CM Punk dealt with, because he had a very famous tweet at the Miz where he, like, I don't remember the exact quote, but he was just he's like, I just woke up, I was cranky, and I was mad at the Miz, and I just wanted to talk some shit. So he basically told him to go suck that Saudi blood dick money. And so obviously he had to go to Saudi Arabia last year, and there was a big deal about it. And actually, John Cena did an interview, because while they were in Saudi, that was CM Punk and John Cena's big match during the retirement tour. And John Cena was asked what his favorite moment was, what his favorite match was, because like he would always say my next one, but now that he's done, like, there is no next one. So what was his famous? He said, honestly, like, for me, it was being in Saudi Arabia with CM Punk and him having to, like, eat shit, but also explain to these people why he said what he did, and that it wasn't them. And it was like the beauty of wrestling is like we are in all these countries all over the world, and it's a universal language. And he was able to sit there in front of those people that day that were booing him when he's supposed to be the good guy, apologize for what he said and say it wasn't their fault, and like turn the place around. And he's like, that is just a powerful moment, like a human moment. And it kind of like hearing John Cena talk about that kind of made me like think a little differently about it, because like all the wrestlers that go there talk about how, all right, look, we're here and we don't see any of the stuff that, that is said to happen, right? Like we're in this very advanced city, like we're in these neighborhoods, these people love us, they treat us well, they're so nice, they accept us, it seems like a great place. So it's really hard to get mad about something when it's happening, but you can't see it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's a business.
And they're showering with money. Yeah, of course.
Right, exactly. But like, like this is our job. We have to be here. This is what they want us to do. Like, we're trying to make the most of it. But also there are these people here, like especially the women. The women have to like literally cover themselves almost head to toe.
Yeah.
And that's like my biggest thing is like the first time they were in Saudi Arabia, the women weren't even on the card. And then the next year they were there, but they all basically wore these I don't know, like sweatsuits essentially, and it's fine. They don't have to be near naked all the time. Like, I know that that's like always what used to be what sells, but you see these girls in the audience and the way that they see this happening, and you can see the difference it's making in their life. And then you see their stories, you hear them, and because WWE is recording everything. Right. So you're going to see, they'll show you these girls talking about how much it meant to them to be able to see, Rhea Ripley in a match in Saudi Arabia where they live, where they don't have the same kind of rights that most women have elsewhere in the world. You know what I mean? So like there is something to it. And I know like it's we do not live in a perfect world. Everyone sucks. Everyone is out for themselves, some more than others. But I don't know, man. It's kind of like trying to make the best out of what you can and make an impact on society at the end of the day.
Yeah, because the sad reality is everyone is like contributing to something like horrible. Like I know for a fact there are people who are shitting on all the people taking money from Saudi Arabia who are paying monthly for Twitter, and which I think is horrible. Like especially with Grok was doing, like especially recently. I think Elon should be in jail. Like I'm be honest. I think they need to throw that motherfucker in jail for.
I don't really use that stuff enough to like. I'm aware of what you're talking about, but I don't really follow it too well. But I'll tell you what's fucking with my brain right now is Venezuela. Like I know we don't really do politics or anything, but like I don't want to be involved with. I don't want our country to be like doing this, but at the same time,
I'm old enough to remember No More Wars.
Right. I'm also watching these people like celebrating in the streets of Venezuela because this dictator is gone.
Yeah, because the issue is like it's great that this is basically like Libya all over again, but possibly worse because I don't know. Our president was rambling. I think he's literally lost his mind, but he basically said that we're basically going to be managing Venezuela from now. We're basically just running it now, so that's not great. But it's always like great on the people when they lose a dictator. Usually when it's typically a dictator that we installed, but like no one obviously no one who lived there is going to be sad that this guy is gone because he was horrible. But at the same time, it's like if you're from the perspective of America, you're like, oh look, another war where we're managing a country instead of taking care of our own here. And we all know the real reason that we're even doing it is for oil. Like he literally said it in the press conference. Like we're just there to grab more oil. Like we don't have oil here.
Yeah, I don't love it's so complicated, and like everybody's trying to like make it this big black and white issue, but like it's so layered, and like there are so many awful parts about it, but then like I can't help but watch the people of that nation. Like that guy got like massively voted out, and he was like, nah, nah, I'm
Yeah,
staying.
yeah. That's how dictator work. Yeah,
Yeah, and like I think the world is a better place without him there. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I don't,
And
yeah, it's definitely a better place. I don't know if Venezuela will ultimately be a better place.
I don't know what happens. I don't love that. Like I don't love us having to be involved there. But what I also don't love is it sounds like, you know, China and Russia and North Korea are all now getting bold. You know what I mean? So
I
like
think
there's so many implications.
I think what's probably going to happen is they're going to get another dictator, but this one is going to have more favorable ties with us when it comes to giving us their oil, and because that's usually what happens.
Yeah, I feel like the person that won the election should be there.
You would
You
think,
know?
but yeah, this is not how it's like with Libya when we went and liberated Libya from their dictator. We heard similar sentiment. Oh, it's great, this dictator is gone, and then like right after after dictator's gone, the country descends into chaos, run by terrorist groups, and they literally have open air slave markets now. So it's just like, yeah, we did a great job, guys. Really bring that democracy.
When was that one?
That was under the Obama regime, because I remember
Okay.
Hillary said when they took out Gaddafi,
Gaddafi. Yeah.
we saw he died. Something something to that effect.
Yeah, I heard they, but like they did this with no casualties.
Yeah,
You know?
it was a yeah. Apparently, they shut off their power too. like,
The whole thing is just it's a mind fuck, because like I don't know what yeah, we're trying not to draw attention to that. But yeah, man, like
Grandmaster Shock Blast is. I need some context here. Are we talking about Marvel Rivals Grandmaster or the other Grandmaster?
I might be a grandmaster
At what?
at a video game.
Out of it, I hope it's chess. Shades of David. You ain't say that.
I mean, I barely know what he's talking about. I'll tell you what, man, going from never playing Doctor Strange to being like almost a centurion in like 2 days, just amazing. You'd think JayShockblast might be one of the greatest Doctor Strange players ever, but
You would think.
who's to say?
We all know that you're truly the one true great Squirrel Girl player.
Literally, I'm so sad that video did like nothing. I thought for sure that video was going to be great, and it just died in instant death, and I'm so sad. I did all that work for it to like at least a few people found it funny. The funniest thing was when Vodka sent me a video about how he was fucking like trying to view what I was doing and couldn't, and he's like, "Oh, this motherfucker never has his stats set to private, but I figured it out. I see what he's doing." Yeah, and he like spied on me in my game. I didn't even think of that because I like turned all my stats off while I was doing it because Liam was picking up on it. So
actually, a good question.
I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about that, but I will just say, Eastwood, I would just play your 10 matches in quick play or something, because I don't think we are in the same tax bracket anymore.
I'm definitely not on either account.
So what happened is I like short story short. I found out that the borders, I thought that they just expired every season, but I guess you get to keep them. And all I said is, oh, next season with Deadpool, I bet they're going to be Deadpool themed. So I might actually push to get some of those. And King Greek, obviously, you're going to have to like hold my hand through it. And he said, nah. And the rest is history. So we'll see if what happens.
Love a good King Greek now.
Yeah. It's like, ain't no fucking way is actually, I think, what he said. Like, I will, yeah, we'll see what happens.
I think I can push to GM this season. I see the I know Jay's being mysterious, but he is currently Grandmaster 3.
Gotta get good. Got my 14th Lord Ultron. Right now I'm about 3/4 of the way to Centaurian with Luna Snow, and she would be my that would complete all of the strategists. I will have all the strategists at Lord. So
I'm working on my Loki Lord. Got her at Centurion, almost Lord, and thankfully Rivals confirmed that they're updating her icons in the next patch, so that she'll also have a custom Lord icon.
Yeah, that I everybody was asking that night, and I saw that post, so I was able to relay that message. But yeah, Marvel Rivals.
Jay's going to be guys here when Deadpool comes out.
I don't know.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I am I'm gonna like be pushing hard with Deadpool and Annihilation. I want to get him to Lord right away. So, but we'll see. I think I really feel like they've been having a good time with him and everything.
Got you good. Yeah, we gotta figure out something for Eastwood, because well Greek has like 20 accounts, so it's fine.
Right.
That's fine. Yeah. Only
80 chance. Yep, 80 chance.
Yeah, my other account that I was using to help you guys get the goal is in Diamond now too. So I was like,
I might have to carry Sadot to Grandmaster. You know what I mean?
No, I don't want Jay anywhere near my Grandmaster games. I'm like 5 games off of Grandmaster. I don't want Jay anywhere.
I think I have a couple characters that I'm pretty competitive with, and I understand too.
I just want Greek.
I'm going to be honest with you. That is 100% fair. I do not even take offense to that. Not even in the slightest. So
I'm good. Like I'll link up with Greek, and I'll do my like 5 games or so, and we'll do all the GM.
Yeah. So.
But next time you do your quick play warrior stuff, I'll pop in to see your Doctor Strange gameplay.
It'll be the first time for all of us.
For myself. Yeah. Shout out to King Greek for his special services.
Yeah.
I just need Greek to be on my team, because I just need, it's easier to climb when you have one other person on your team that doesn't have brain damage.
That's all I ever asked for was a teammate, and he chose other paths. So
indeed, I get what you're putting down, but in general, like I solo queued. I could probably solo queue, because I solo queued to Diamond 1, but I'm like, it's a pain in the ass, because the games that you run into especially when you're solo queuing, oh my god, the people are so bad. Like, it's like, how are you in these ranks? Like, it's so insane.
That is a good question. January 24th is the 3rd episode of the monthly JayShockblast Customs.
I'll do customs.
It's a Saturday. We just get a bunch of people in there, talk a lot of shit, and have a little bit of fun with some customs. Look at that. Look at that. Geo getting Sadot to get in on the action.
Yeah, always down. Yeah, so yeah, the hardest part of solo queue is that you don't have that consistent, reliable teammate. So you're just kind of like leaving it up to Guang Guang, and so you never quite know what you're going to get. So you have to like really be locked in to carry. Even that was enough. Like it's so annoying, especially when you try to play support and you have another support on your team that doesn't know that they have to heal you. like I'm literally, even when I'm literally protecting them from dives, like like by myself, and they just don't heal me once. It's so annoying playing with these people. Like it feels, I don't know, it feels like I hope we'll see what they do in season 6, but I think one thing they definitely have to do is they have to fix the placement matches, because the we obviously the placements is a great start. It's what people want, is what they should have had from the beginning, honestly. But I think the biggest issue is that placements are supposed to evaluate your individual skill, your performance, and put you in a rank it's supposed to be in. Instead, it did the exact opposite and just said, okay, based on how many games you win during these 10 matches, and where you were last season, that's around the time we'll play. That's where we'll place you, which I think is the exact wrong way, because it's obviously easy to boost yourself or get over that. It's like, oh, you just have to win 10 matches. Oh, just team up with a couple of people that are good, and you probably easily win your matches. Like it's not determining whether or not you belong in what rank. It's just like, oh yeah, you won your games, like regardless of what your performance in those games was. So for season 6, I think they definitely have to change that for sure.
Yeah. I just want the border, the Deadpool themed stuff. Like I don't care. Like I've never been a big rank guy. But it did change my opinion a little when I realized that those like borders and extra cosmetics were permanent. So I hope the Deadpool themed ones are cool.
Yeah, I'll never say no to some extra merch, and since I'm so close to GM anyway, I might as well take the extra step and play it out, get some extra cosmetics, because I'm usually just good with the gold skin every year, but
yeah,
every season, but I'll get some extra stuff for Deadpool.
I gotta be honest, I see a lot of people using the Gambit gold skin, and the more I see it, the more I hate it. I don't know, the blue hair just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I recently just got his Thieves Guild one, and I've been wearing that. I've been wearing that lately. Yeah, the blue hair one's I thought it was just a funny meme, but it's not. It's definitely, it might be my least favorite of the gold reward skins, honestly, in terms of like aesthetics. Like I thought Angela's was great. I think Rose looks really good. Sue's is definitely one of the better ones. I just felt Daredevil's was great. I just felt like Gambit's just like, because they went away from like the red and gold theme with him and try to go to kind of like that Grandmaster collector theme, I guess, Grandmaster chess theme or whatever. So they were trying to go in a different color scheme direction. But I felt like they should have just gone with like, the usual gold red sequence. But yeah, it is what it is. It's all right, but there's definitely better.
Who else do you think you could see getting the Lady Loki treatment?
I mean, now, especially with how well this is clearly selling, because I see nothing but Lady Lokis in my games, and no matter what mode I'm in, I think they're definitely going to do another woman next, and I think because obviously Gooners buy skins,
right?
So I think most likely we'll get if I was a betting man, I'd say the next Echo skin is going to be the Jane Foster Thordis skin.
Interesting. I did not expect that because I thought what they should do is Beta Ray Bill, and not even all you have to do is give it the Doctor Strange effect. You know, like they kind of like just put a filter on his voice, basically. Just do that for Beta Ray Bill.
I think from I remember, I forget who. I think it was Danny. Someone over there does not like the idea of a Beta Ray Bill skin at all. At all, like consistently, like they shot like repeatedly. I've heard repeatedly in the dev circles like, no, we're not doing Beta Ray Bill skin. Like, it's not happening. But yeah, I think knowing Jane Foster, we most likely would get Jane Foster, and
that makes sense.
And it would be Thordis.
And I actually do think that Jane Foster makes a lot of sense. The way I also thought X-23 would make a lot of sense,
for sure,
because like here's the value, right? Because now they can put out a Sylvie skin, right? You already have the voice actor. Just you put out a Sylvie skin, use that voice. You could do the same thing with X-23, where she's got her kind of like X-Force colors. You got her, you know, traditional X-Men colors. Like you can do you know, obviously the movie version. Like, and I guess you could do the same thing with Jane Foster. You can do Thordis, you can do the movie skin. So like I think the biggest thing for them is you obviously have to do so many different voice lines anytime you do that type of a like a Lady Loki situation. And obviously they just got Magic's voice actor, and I don't know how far back that went, but you know, you have to have value in it, and I think you absolutely do here with Thor. That actually I didn't even think of that, but Wolverine and X-23, it does not make sense to ever put X-23 as another character in this game. Yeah, because she's literally a clone.
Yeah, She-Hulk as well. I think She-Hulk would more likely be another character than, and I don't think they would want to do that anytime soon, because I feel like She-Hulk is unique enough where they would probably want to make her own character, because she does have a different fighting style than Hulk,
and also a different. I know there is like the totally hulked out version of She-Hulk, but for the most part, she's just a different body altogether. But yeah, Thor. I think Thor actually could work a lot.
Thordis is definitely I like if we're doing the betting markets, it's Thordis. Like I know these devs, like because of the cost involved, it has to be a character that people know. And most likely it would have to be a woman, because you know they got to get that Guna market. I feel like it's definitely Jane. I would like Jane is definitely next.
Yeah, that would actually make a lot of sense
for sure. Like Captain Carter could be in there, but I don't think they could make a goon skin out of it. So
no, I don't see that one. That one was brought up when we were talking about it previously. Yeah, you got to have like a very like I think like if they ever do Captain Marvel, you could probably do a few different Captain Marvels. Lady Deadpool is definitely a good one too, but I don't know that you're gonna goon over that. You know, I did not want to see any Deadpool any bits. Oh my god, like that made me think of this fucking movie that I just watched.
The Aubrey Plaza one you were talking about.
Yeah, Honey Don't. Might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but at least I got to see Aubrey Plaza's naughty bits. You know what I mean?
I'm telling your wife.
She was with me. It was her idea to watch the movie.
Other words, you forced her.
No, like she literally picked the movie, and I was like, all right, whatever. It's got Aubrey Plaza. I like her. I had no idea we had no idea what we were expecting. It's like this, the cinematography is fantastic. Like it's got Chris Evans, and he's like this, like
it's Rule 34, Gabe. Get it right.
Yeah, he's like Chris Evans is like this, like sex addicted priest. It's weird. Like the story it feels like it's an hour and a half movie that should have been a 10 episode season.
Oh,
You
one of
know,
those.
like, yeah, there's like so many side stories, and it's got like a lot of great people in it. It's got like Charlie Day, it's got Chris Evans, it's got, you know, Aubrey Plaza. I mean,
Yes.
there's lots of good people in it, but it's
Yeah.
random. It's so random, and it makes no sense. It's so stupid.
Yes, it does have to be a goose game. Like, it has to be goodable. That is rule. If they're spending the resources to make a whole new character model, record all new voice lines with an actor that's different from the original. Yeah, they got it. They got to make sure they're getting their money's worth. So
Exactly. And that's exactly the point. They have to make sure they're able to make their money, because that's a big investment for just the skin. You know what I mean?
yeah, like they could, because they otherwise could literally just do a contact center. Like that extra step for investment, they have to make sure they're covering their bases and getting as much out of it as possible. And let's be honest, the Lady Loki skin would not be nearly as popular if they modeled it after the the MCU version. Let's keep it a buck.
Right. But I still think we're going to see Sylvie at some point. I was so annoyed because somebody responded to like one of my comments in the Lady Loki video I made with like, actually, Sylvie is a take on is actually Enchantress.
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
like, motherfucker, we just literally watched an entire season of Sylvie being a Loki variant. Okay. Like, stop telling me I'm wrong. We're both right. Okay.
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
In the comics, is Enchantress. In the MCU, it's she's Loki.
Right. My point stands. It's fine.
Yeah, like people,
So
I had some well actuallys in my comments too. They were like, actually, lady, don't call Lady Loki a variant. It's just Loki. Loki has the Loki can shapeshift. So they are gender fluid. I'm like, actually, this is based on the specific comic run where Loki dies and comes back as a woman. And then Thor this episode actually is based on a particular version of Loki. But yes, yes, we know Loki can shapeshift, but that this Lady Loki skin is actually literally based on a specific version of Loki that was born into the body of a woman after dying. Like,
yeah,
like
it doesn't have to be. Everything doesn't have to be that deep. You know what I mean?
yeah, really. People just take it way too far. It's like, okay, we get it. It's like we get it, but yeah, everyone doesn't have to weigh in. We don't need a well actually
Yeah.
on everything, especially when you're not even researching before. Like those are always the funniest ones to me, when someone tries to well actually me and they've done like no research.
Right.
They just don't know what they're talking about.
They asked Chat GPT.
They didn't even ask ChatGPT. That's the funny thing. Like they just they're just going off vibes. Like they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Like if they had asked ChatGPT, they would have gotten the answer. Like that's what's crazy. Like there's so many people. It blows my mind to this day. Like people will be on the internet all day and not know anything, like because they don't like take the extra step to just like do a search. Just like there's no curiosity, there's no intellectual curiosity anymore.
Yeah. Dell posted something the other day on Twitter that really resonated with me. He was talking about how the discourse of people like this generation will never understand like internet message boards and just how much different the discourse was back then.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my God, we've had this conversation so many times. Like we could sit there and have these like knockdown, drag out fights, and like at the end of the day, just pat each other on the ass and say good game. You know what I mean? It's just everybody is out to just be right no matter what. And it's just I just don't understand. I feel like the only time I ever get engagement anymore is like off people just being shitty, you know, like for no reason. I even posted that picture of so like Facebook changed my account to like a creator account somehow, and I forget that sometimes because like I don't get notifications when random ass people respond. So I posted my like Lord picture on on Facebook, mostly just because like I know I have a few friends that play it that don't necessarily, watch all my videos. And I checked a couple days later and it had like a bunch of comments and I never got notifications. And I'm like reading them and it's like I wrote "we out here." That's all I wrote. And somebody was like, "Oh, you're definitely not out there, loser." And I'm like, "Bro, you fucking commented on a random Facebook post. Who are you?" Like, "Yeah, well, you're so much better, bro." And he's like, "It took me 5 seconds to reply." I'm like, "Okay, well, I literally get paid to play video games, so." Anyway, like, but like there are other people like, "Oh, this guy just gets shit on by Squirrel Girl every single day," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe like these people are just so fucking weird."
They didn't realize you were they were talking to the Lord Squirrel Girl.
Well, I mean, because on my picture, I like put a devil emoji over her face and called her trash girl. But also, I feel like it's always funny when like people come in on anytime I'm talking about Squirrel Girl, especially, and like try to like run this whole game on me, and I'm like, okay, you should honestly know who the fuck you're talking to, because like there's lore behind this. You're random. I know what I'm talking about. Shut the fuck up.
Whatever. I think that's the one thing people should take more to heart. Just shut the fuck up. Like you don't. I think Duke. This is to quote the great philosopher Duke Dennis. Y'all need to learn how to shut the fuck up. like y'all need to invest in shutting the fuck up. Like it's not. You don't have to comment on every situation, everything. You don't need to take. You don't need to take on everything. You don't need to jump in. Like sometimes it's okay to just shut the fuck up and keep scrolling.
Oh man, that's such a classic quote. Sometimes it's okay to just shut the fuck up. Sadot the Gamer 2026. That is legendary.
It is. It's like because I see so much shit on social media. That's why I spend so little time on Twitter. Like especially after I think Twitter was always kind of horrible, but after the whole blue check mark thing, like being paid for engagement, I think that was just at the end of the app. And now I'm just like, yeah, I spend like very little time on there. Like I didn't even know about the latest Necros drama until literally today when I was scrolling, I saw his apology post. I was like what the all right, what did he do now? And then I had to catch up with all the lore of because I had saw High Ruler posted like a cryptic tweet like a couple of days ago. He said something like, "Oh, another streamer being trashed," and I didn't think anything of it. And then I saw the apology today. I was like, "Oh, this must be what he's talking about."
I vaguely saw something, and I don't care. I don't really follow any of them.
Yeah, it was literally over the Grok thing, the Grok AI undressing thing. He made a joke. He made a joke he titled his stream Grok remove Lady Loki's cape.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, because a lot of people were commenting like they wish the Lady Loki skin didn't have the cape in the way, and there was like a trend going on Twitter where OnlyFans girls would like repost pictures of themselves and then at Grok and say, "Put me in a bikini" or something. And he was like memeing on that. And apparently he wasn't aware of the other unfortunate things that people were asking Grok to do with people's photos, which included children. So obviously
objectively, like, okay, so like I don't feel like you should have to know everything like that, you know what I mean? And objectively, it's not the worst joke in the world, and you should be able to make jokes, and you should be able to make bad jokes like without people like losing their fucking minds over it. Now I understand like the bad part about it and everything, and if you didn't know that, like why are we gonna kill someone over that? You know what I mean?
I think the problem is that there's like a lot of people who just don't like Necros in general, and are just,
that's the bigger part.
And we're just using this as an excuse to try to cancel him again. And you could tell because a lot of people were just straight up just lying about what happened and shitting on him even after he apologized like twice. Like his first apology was ass. Like it was he was being defensive because granted people were accusing him of being Hitler and Jeffrey Epstein over this one joke. But he posted another apology, and people were just like still going in on him, like because it seemed like he legitimately didn't know, like because he posted a stream clip and he was just like, when he was explaining the joke, he was like, yeah, I was making fun of the OnlyFans models that were like having Grok put them in bikinis or whatever, and people were saying, oh, we told you what it was about, and then you look at the chat logs and literally no one told him what the actual controversy was. They were just telling him to change the title. So it was just like, so obviously he didn't do his research. He should like if it were me, obviously I would have stopped and like did a Google search to see what's going on with the Grok thing, and be like, oh shit, that's bad. let me change this.
Yeah, but like I also think that like I don't think it's unreasonable to say that like I thought this was the meme, the OnlyFans girls, and if that's the case, objectively, if that's what you're basing your joke off of, it's a little cringe, but also I can see the humor. You know, like I don't really think that's. I think it more comes down to people are just looking for a reason to take anybody down they can. You know, for any reason.
This is 100%, because I know for a fact, I was looking at it, like I know for a fact 90% of the people who were trying to cancel Necros over this never talked about the Grok thing before he started getting canceled over it. And because I saw the Grok stuff earlier. That's why when I saw his stream title, I cringed. I was like,
yeah, like but like people should be able to make bad jokes. I mean, yeah. And like, you know, if and also like it's okay to be defensive. Like you can be defensive if you think that you're not wrong. I think, and especially if you're like, hey, my bad. All right, I didn't realize it went that deep. And I think
the problem is because of his size as a streamer. He needs to just understand that he shouldn't, if he's going to apologize in that situation, it can't be defensive, because you can't apologize to the people who are bad faith. Like
yeah.
Like that was a problem. You don't. His first and only apology should have been a sincere, I messed up, let me do better, let me educate myself, blah blah blah. But his first apology was directed to the people who were clipping him out of context, lying about what he said, what happened, and just trying to make him look bad, because they just generally just don't like him regardless, and we're just using it as an excuse to chase clout. And
I don't know anything about him. I don't follow him. I don't watch him. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know why people don't like him.
He's because he rage baits. He's a Spider-Man. He's most famous for being a Spider-Man player. He famously was credited for the support strike because someone took a clip of him from an early season where he was talking about supports being boosted or whatever, and the role being easy, and clipped it to make it sound like he was talking about another season, and support players got mad at him and said, oh, you're bad, we're going on strike, whatever. It's very jobless. Most of the drama involving Necros is very chronically online jobless nonsense. But this is this is the first controversy that was actually legit, where it's like, oh yeah, he fucked up here. But I think the most annoying thing to me is that I feel like there should be way more energy directed towards Elon Musk for creating this fucking thing than a streamer who made a cringe joke. Because it's like, Elon Musk this is not the first thing Elon Musk did when it came to Grok. Like, remember, Grok, this is the same AI bot that called itself Mecha Hitler. Like how is Elon not in fucking jail right now? Like, what is this? Like, what are we doing here? Like, he keeps adding to Grok after all this, and it never gets better. Like, it's always does something worse. Now it's producing child predator material. Like, what are we doing? Like I literally was just scrolling through Twitter, and I saw a post about Guillermo del Toro's process, where he was describing, like, he doesn't do test screenings. He was like, instead of doing test screenings, I show my movie to like a select few directors that I know, like Steven Spielberg, you know, some other big names, and get their feedback and take that and use that to edit my films rather than test screenings. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So then I made the mistake of scrolling through the comments, and like literally the first comment I saw was someone said at Grok, add all the directors in one image and surround them with ghosts wearing bikinis. I was like, what the fuck, bro? and Grok just posted this like creepy image of like Guillermo del Toro and Steven Spielberg standing in a room surrounded by like these ghostly looking women wearing bikinis. It was so fucking weird, bro. I was like, what is this app right now, bro?
I don't know.
Get me off this fucking app, bro.
Yeah, I don't.
Put Elon in jail too. Like I'm dead.
I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, all AI is bad, but like, I also just don't care. I
would say definitively Grok is bad and needs to be shut down.
Yeah.
Like, do not let Grok get any more do not let it grow anymore. Congress needs to pass a law right now. Shut Grok down immediately. Delete it, destroy Grok. Like I'm done with Grok, bro.
Yeah, I do know that like SVU has already done an episode on AI and like AI generated images and stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy. I will say, I know that one of the things you were talking about was we were going to talk about was a PS6 delay and and how micro slop has been trending. So there's a lot of things to get to there.
Yeah, because a lot of people are just kind of like looking at the AI thing. It's just like, oh well, it's kind of just over there affecting artists or whatever. But no, it's fucking with gamers, because it's the way to make and maintain all this AI are these data centers, which take up a lot of energy, have a lot of environmental costs, and they take up RAM, and it's resulted in all these RAM shortages, which not only dramatically increase how much it costs to build or upgrade a PC, but consoles also need RAM, so that's going to result in more price hikes for hardware. And like we saw this report from Insider Gaming that they're talking about, because according to leaks, the PS6 was originally targeting 2027. Now it looks like they may be pushing it back because of all the RAM shortages. It's going to drive up the prices, it's going to drive up demand. So I mean, we could be looking at, if there's not a solution's not found here, we could be looking at potentially $1,000 consoles coming out. And
I saw somebody post something earlier. They were trying to like build out the computer that they actually had built last year that cost them about $4,200, and to build it out now with the exact same parts, it was almost $8,000.
Jesus.
And I looked like the RAM, he had 64 gigs of RAM, and last year it cost him like $250, which sounds about what I paid for mine. And this year it would have cost $900+ for the same exact thing.
Insane.
And it's just wild. I'm like, oh wow, I'm gonna like, this computer's gotta last,
Yeah.
Because like I've had some annoyances with it, but like I've been looking into new graphics cards, but like I know there was like that run where all the graphics cards were like super expensive.
Yep.
And now they're about to be again, because they have onboard RAM too. So
Mike Keith actually made a skit about this. It's actually pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
but sad too. Like, yeah, because his character was like, yeah, I'm about to build me a PC, and Keith was like, man, I love to see black millionaires. I was like, that's true. It's like it's crazy. Like I considered, but never really was like, I'd rather just do a pre-built. I don't want to build my own PC. But people were just like, oh no, you got to build it. It's the best way. And now it's just like, I feel like now, not only do you have to take care of your PCs, now you got to take care of your PS5s, because I feel like that you're going to get a lot of mileage out of the PS5, because I feel like there's no way that they're going to be having a bunch of PS6 exclusives. I think they're going to be doing similar, where it's just going to be a lot of cross-gen stuff, and your PS5 is still going to be able to go a long way, especially if you're on a PS5 Pro. So I think you're just, I think unless you have the money, like you might have to figure something else out, because I could definitely see the PS6. Because I was thinking about getting that new Steam machine potentially, but with the RAM prices as it is, that's probably going to be like $1,000. I feel like in a perfect world, like that should be like a $400 or $500 device, and now it's going to probably it's probably going to be like a $1,500 device.
Yeah, this is all fucking wild, man, and like I don't know how I think you'd be pretty smart if you could if you are technical and you could start build a new company that builds RAM, because didn't somebody just get out of the consumer market altogether, and they're just going to be making one of the big suppliers to the consoles, I think, is getting out altogether, and they're just going to be going private and building directly for these
it's
data centers.
We're to talk about the new device that Steam revealed, where it's basically is a black box. Like they revealed it last year, like a couple months ago. It was like this big reveal. It was like a black box that basically functions like I think it was like a mid spec computer. It would be like, it's not a high end computer, but it basically would allow it basically, we talked about it briefly because it basically kind of cucked Xbox, because Xbox had announced, there were reports that Xbox's next console is basically going to be like a hybrid console PC, and the Steam device is basically like a console PC. It's just a PC that's like this black box, but instead of having to worry about all these complicated setups, you just plug it in to your TV or whatever, and you can play all your games on Steam. You can download mods, all the usual stuff, but it's just a computer in a black box. But yeah, if you're a manufacturer, like it's definitely more profitable to just straight up sell to these AI companies, because they're constantly expanding, and it's not going to go away. Like, no matter how much people,
and it's just guaranteed money. You know what I mean?
Like, these AI companies are going to pop. There's going to be a bubble burst, but that doesn't mean it's going to go anywhere. Like with the .com boom, yeah, there was a burst, but we still see a bunch of companies made a lot of money on the internet, and like AI is here to stay, and it's going to keep growing. So if you're in that business, like, it's just guaranteed big money going forward, because even if it's like only ends up being like a handful of big AI companies, they're still going to have the same demands. Even more so, they're just going to buy up their competition at that point.
Well, I'm really just annoyed in general, with Microsoft, not Xbox, but with Microsoft.
Don't call it AI. Don't call it AI slop, Jay. Think of the feelings of the billionaires who
that guy.
AI slop.
I don't know how to say his whole name. I don't know it exactly, but their CEO is so fucking brain dead, and I swear to God, I wish there was a world where Xbox didn't have their Microsoft overlords.
Yeah.
And I feel like things would be a lot different. You know what I mean?
I think you're right, actually. I think a lot of the root causes of Xbox problems, obviously there is plenty of blame to go around on the Xbox side of management. They've done made some very stupid decisions, but yeah, the more we've learned a lot of the fuck ups for Microsoft, especially over the last year, were coming from the Microsoft people on high.
Yeah.
Like the 33% margin thing, like all stuff like that, like drives what we think as just poor decision making on the Xbox end. But when you learn it comes down from Microsoft, it's like, they kind of had no choice here, because that's what Microsoft said.
Right, exactly. Sorry, I needed to get up for a second. I agree. And I play everything. I obviously I love PlayStation 5 is definitely my favorite PlayStation since 2. I've used it a lot. I feel like I've got my money's worth out of it. I really appreciate it a lot. I love Xbox. I just love my Xbox, that's what I prefer to play video games on. But man, it just feels like they're like being forced into these some terrible decisions that is like making the whole like I know the console warrior bullshit is really, it's not real. It's just tribalism. It just exists on like stupid internet
Yeah,
nonsense.
pretty much.
But like it's just annoying how like they keep giving them fuel. But now we are absolutely seeing that. I don't think it's Phil and Sarah's fault altogether, all
No,
told.
no, definitely.
You know, and I think they're trying their best to do the best they can with what they're being told to do. Because I always felt like, I mean, at this point it's a little bit different, but for a long time it felt like Xbox was just a toy to Microsoft, you know?
Yeah,
Um, but they are, I don't know, man. That something weird happened this holiday season, right? Because they just didn't do anything. And I'm trying to understand why. Where PlayStation fucking nailed it and everything was on sale. And that is also very curious to me too, because like there are some pretty good sales
oh yeah.
on PS5s, you know what I mean? And like they were as like I saw them as low as $300 for a slim, you know? And that's good. That's good for everybody. But like no one else was on sale. Nothing else was on sale. And it's weird. I'm trying to just understand what happened. You know what I mean?
I think
I,
I
I
think this
just, I
I
don't
think this
know.
I think this is part of Xbox's ongoing plan. Well, Microsoft's ongoing plan to force Xbox into turn converting their customers into cloud gamers. Like I think this is ultimately what I think they're trying to price out. They're trying to price out the hardware market, people out of the hardware market, make that like a niche luxury item, and drive people to a cloud based video game subscription service like expand Game Pass, make it full cloud gaming, a full cloud game experience like a Netflix for video games, and that way they can serve you ads while you're playing video games. I think that's what
Yeah,
they're. I
that's
think they're.
never gonna work. It's never gonna work. I hate it. I
Is what
don't.
they're trying to do. Is what they're ultimately
Right.
trying to do.
And somebody needs to be in there. Like a lot of people need to be in their ear telling them this is not gonna work. Nobody likes ads. Okay. I'll say this as somebody that whose life like has been made by people watching ads on my shit. Um, even YouTube has gotten out of hand lately. I've had videos lately, 10-minute videos, right? That I'll go to watch and I'm hit with 3 unskippable ads at the start. Used to be maybe 2. Now I'm getting 3. And then there are times where I just want to listen to like a podcast or something while I'm like
Yeah.
falling asleep. And I'll get hit with these hour-long ads that pop up. And it's always the second I like lay down.
Yeah,
And
that's why I end up using Spotify because the YouTube like either I watch if I'm going to do YouTube to fall asleep to, there are these channels that have like these like 8 hour or whatever sleep videos
right.
that have like no ads on them. So I'll throw some of those on sometimes, but otherwise I'll just throw on Spotify and throw it on because the ads are, some of them are outrageous. Like it's crazy. Like multiple, like sometimes it'll be like there were a couple of times today where it's just like where I go on a video and it's like all right 30-second unskippable. I'm like okay cool, and then I'm watching the video and then it's interrupted mandatory 1 minute, and well sometimes I'll back out and go back in and watch it, and then after a few seconds, oh, another 1 minute ad. It's like they're like, no, buffer, you're gonna watch this fucking ad. You're gonna watch this minute ad. I'm like, bruh. Like,
I just and honestly, I don't even watch Twitch that much anymore because like I will get hit with like 6 straight
yeah, Twitch is
ads.
way worse. Yeah, Twitch is
And
horrible.
then like 5 minutes will go by, I'll get hit with 3 more ads. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like I understand that you got to make your money and all those things, but you have to respect the viewer. And like YouTube has their own issues with all this like AI managing and deleting accounts and Like they're awful, but like, and I don't, and honestly, I don't want people to get YouTube Premium because I don't make shit off that. All right, like I can tell you that like since YouTube Premium actually started, if you add up every single dollar that I've made off YouTube Premium, it wouldn't even be half of the worst month I ever had on YouTube.
Yeah,
Like you get nothing off YouTube Premium.
yeah,
So driving
because some people have it, like it's not even that valuable.
but also I saw something that YouTube is doing something now where people that are using like ad blocker, their views no longer count.
Yeah, that was one of the things where people were worried, because people were wondering like what happened, because there was like this month last year I think it was started around August, where all these people just noticed, creators noticed, like across the board everyone just had like this massive drop in views, and people were trying to figure out what the cause was. And one of the things they found was that for some reason desktop views were disappeared, and
Yeah.
and they think it was linked to like some changes they made to counter ad blocks.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't like all these companies are trying to like use all of this AI to like cut corners, and it is making things worse more than it is.
Yeah, because yeah, AI, there'll be a time when probably when the AI is, fleshed out and to do things. But right now, with the rush to make it work when it's not ready yet, yeah, you're just seeing all these insane fuck ups. Like it's it's insane that YouTube is entrusting an AI moderation tool with the ability to determine whether or not someone's channel is going to get deleted or not. That's insane. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like their appeal system is already horrible, but now it's
Right.
like AI automated. It's like, it's crazy. It's and now it's like everywhere now. Even like I was uploading the thumbnail in StreamYard for this stream, and right next to the upload feature was create with AI. Like create thumbnail with AI. It's like, it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I made $20.17 off YouTube Premium last month.
Baller.
So there's that. Only 2.1% of anything, but still.
Hey, that's enough to buy a subscription to ChatGPT.
Yeah. Just think of it like this. Whatever, I don't know what YouTube Premium costs now, but whatever you're paying gets divided up. Like, first of all, YouTube takes like most of it.
Yep.
And then whatever's left gets divided up amongst every other creator that you watch. You know what I mean? So
yeah, not a great deal. Like Twitch, the Twitch version is like a Prime sub or whatever, and obviously that's a much better system for the creators, because it's just straightforward. Because subs on Twitch is like, okay, you get an ad-free experience, and the creator gets, and it's $5 towards the creator, which they split with YouTube, and it's easy on the part of the viewer. You just do your free Prime sub, and boom, your creator gets some money, and you get to watch them ad free.
I did think, okay, I did think most people were generally babies about watching ads. Okay, I do think that it's getting a little too egregious though.
Yeah.
And so I understand. Like, I feel like, but like I'm seeing ads get interjected into everything in life now, and it's like, man, you got to figure out ways to do it a little more. You find ways to bake it in that's not completely fucking with the experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw ChatGPT is about to start implementing ads into the search, into the results.
I mean, you got to be able to make money somehow, right? Like, this shit costs a lot of money. Like, I think about it. I have like 14,000 videos on YouTube. I can't even imagine how much money it costs to store all that data,
Yeah.
So like at a certain point, you have to understand, okay, these are all services that we're getting. You know, all these TV shows that you watch, like they have ads because they cost money to make,
Yep.
and that's how you know, like you have, like you can't. It's weird, like because I see just everybody like one of the big complaints about AI. Oh, you're stealing from the artist, but then these same people run ad blocker and you know,
Which is
pirate.
literally stealing from the artists.
Right, and they run to the pirate ships for their movies and like all these things, and it's like, all right, man, like, you know, in order to like take this broad stance that AI is stealing from the artist, you can never steal from anybody. You know, you have to watch every single ad, you have to buy every single movie, every single art, like every single album you like, you should be buying. Not even Spotify, because that's just as bad. The artists get like nothing off of that. You know, like you can.
I would say it's just as bad. I mean, their splits are definitely uh, less generous than they could be. But I think it's still the alternative is still better than just
Outright piracy.
yeah, straight up piracy. Yeah, like they're making
Yeah.
money. Like if you're a big artist on Spotify, you're making money. It's just like you could be making a lot more money if you were like big on Tidal, you know.
Right. Like, oh, and or if people like, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't have YouTube Music, or not YouTube. Like my brother has Apple Music, and he's like, oh, why don't you just have Apple Music? I'm like, because I don't want Apple Music. If I just want an album, I'm just gonna buy it. Like, I would rather just do that. I like, am I paying more? Sure, probably. Is it annoying when I just want to hear one song? Sure, probably. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm old school, and I used to love going to this, you know, Newbury Comics or Best Buy every Tuesday on new album release day, and seeing what they had, and walking out with 2 or 3 albums. You know, like that was like, those were the days for me, you know.
I do
And
I do have a memory of walking into a Tower Records and buying Alicia Keys CD.
yeah, I remember 9/11, because 9/11 was a Tuesday, because that was the day that Machine Head's album came out. I think Seven Dust DVD came out, and there was one other big album that came out that day, and I just felt so weird going into Best Buy that day to get them. So
I mean, the albums of fire. You had no choice.
well, I mean, because like that's what I was planning on doing that day. I'm like, all right, well, I'll go to class, and then before I go to work, I'll stop in at Best Buy, and I'll get these albums. I'm really excited for them, you know.
I actually worked on Obama's first campaign when he ran for the when he ran against McCain. I was so gung ho. I was all about it. We were all about Obama in our house, and I ended up like Huey in the Boondocks when by the time he won, where which is why I thought that scene was so funny, where they were like Obama won, and he was like meh, and they were like, all the white people were like, what the fuck you mean, man? get him! I was like, because I drank the Kool-Aid, and I was all, and I was determined, oh, we're going to have the first black president. He's going to be great. And then I like actually looked into him, like, oh, he's just actually just full of shit. Oh, damn. Yeah. I learned the hard way that every politician is full of shit.
I'll say this, based on every president that's followed him, as somebody that never voted for him, I would vote for him for a third term in a heartbeat.
It could always be worse.
I don't know that he was the greatest president ever, but I know that like, I know he knew how to play the game, and he knew how to, you know, really put on a good face for everybody. And
it's definitely better than now. I'll tell you that.
I mean, Biden was awful. Trump. Here's the part with Trump, okay? Like, and why I wasn't that worried going into this presidency, because we already saw Act 1, and yeah, it wasn't great, but like,
I feel like
it
I feel
wasn't as
like
bad as everybody thought it was going to be.
I feel like his second term was as bad as what people said his first would be.
Yes, that's what I was. That's what
Yeah.
I was building up to.
Yeah.
Is I thought, all right, look, we already saw this. It wasn't great, but it was not as dramatic as everybody made it out to be. But now, like, legitimately, he's as bad as everybody said he was going to be, and like, I just, there's nothing you can. I don't know. I'm just ready for it to be over, man. I just
and he can't even they can't even use the excuse of at least he's not seen out like Biden. He's clearly seen out too. He's losing his mind. Like on camera, he's just rambling now. I'm just like, what the fuck is he?
Well, I didn't. But like, here's the thing that sucks is like I don't like Kamala is going to be awful too. But like I look at Kamala and at least she would have been putting on like the Obama face, you know what I mean? Like at least we would be able to like take it better. But like how do we keep getting the shittiest candidates? And I don't think like every the candidates used to be like here, but like now it's like everybody is like just going further and further in each direction.
Yeah.
And it's like there's nothing in between anymore. And like nothing is actually serving the people. You're never going to make everybody happy, but like everything is just like completely dramatically to the left or completely dramatically to the right.
I blame
and it's media. Like
I think it's social media's fault. Like in general, like most people didn't engage in the elections. Like I think that's the other problem. People don't really engage in local elections. They only really pay attention every 4 years for the big presidential one. And before social media, that was just like, okay, you're getting Gore or Bush or whatever. And now like in our hyperpolarized society by social media, now in order to get people's attention, candidates have to be like extreme on one side or the other. Like because remember, Trump tried to run the first time and his campaign failed, but he tested the waters by leaning into the whole birther thing, and he recognized, okay, I got some. When I went extreme, I was getting some heat, but it didn't catch on. So he remembered that for the next time he ran, and that's what allowed him to stand out from all the other stiff, candidates that were just playing the game, doing the usual, boring stuff that every candidate does. And I think going forward, we're just going to see we're going to see even more of that.
All right, Gio, calm the fuck down. Stop. All right, like, shut up. Like, we're being mature and having a mature conversation here. We're not having that in the chat. All right, like, enough.
Wait, what happened?
No, he's like just being obnoxious. Like, that's exactly what we don't want. Like,
I think 2028 is going to be. I think 2028 is going to just be two extreme ends. Like seeing how far the right has gone. Like because it's at a point where they're a bunch that are even turning on Trump now. They think he's not extreme enough, and then there's obviously going to be a counterweight, and they have a lot of momentum going their way. But yeah, I just don't think we're going to get any good candidates, because we do get good candidates that are like in the middle or just like reasonable. But the problem is people don't vote for that. Like they just they get the headlines. Like I like Gang. I thought he was interesting, but he didn't have the giant money behind him, and he didn't have anything like viral to stand out, and so he didn't really get that momentum because he didn't go extreme. He's just like a reasonable, sensible guy, and that just doesn't work in the current social media era. So now it's just like, what you got to be able to play social media in order to get on. That's how Mondani got in New York. So hopefully we get a reasonable candidate who knows how to play the social media game that can that can make
Yeah,
it.
but I unfortunately like that's going to be JD Vance who
Ugh,
has
that
the worst fucking social media game. I like
actually they fucking hate him, so I don't think he's going to get either.
I hope. I don't know like I at the end of the day there's like just I don't know. I liked Peter Buttigieg and I know that like a lot of people are down on him. I really liked him. I thought
honestly think I honestly think it's going to be like Pete Buttigieg, fucking JD Vance versus like AOC and Nick Fuentes and Kanye West.
but like that's the thing. Like I don't like AOC. I think she could be good, but I think she's just way too far on the left and like you got to get closer to the middle and that's my issue is like
I don't think she even is anymore. I think she like because a lot of people were turning on her as well because when she got a little bit of power, then she was like she started settling in,
yeah.
with the big wigs in the Democrat Party, playing the game. So
I don't know, man. I don't have much hope for whatever's next, but
I have no hope for our politics. I think
yeah,
we're
like I
think we're
and I'm gonna say this: I've never actually had like I voted for you for president last time. I think,
and I didn't win, sadly.
Yeah, I've never voted. I've never actually voted for either candidate because I've never felt either one has been worth my vote. And so, like when I say I never voted for Obama, I didn't vote for who was running against him either. I wrote somebody in because I thought the whole thing was a joke.
Honestly, I think I wouldn't be surprised if 2028 election is Google Gemini versus OpenAI.
Seriously,
I feel like we're literally just gonna have. I feel like literally at one point AI is just gonna run the country. Just gonna throw away all the elections. Just like, you know what? Hey, we're just gonna have AI. We're just gonna have a supercomputer run the country.
I don't know, man. I really and truly thought that. I don't know. I thought Buttigieg was a young, maybe not as experienced, but like what experience did Donald Trump really have other than being, a businessman, which is a valid thing that you could do. I mean, what was Ronald Reagan? Like he was an actor at one point. So like
that's gonna be the meme.
God,
bro.
that would be like that would be like so terrible. I thought Buttigieg was very reasonable, very grounded.
I would actually move if this happened. I would actually go to another country. This is the race. I'm not you lie.
I don't know, man. And like I don't think like that was my big issue with Kamala. Like she was Chat GPT, literally she was phony. Like she just said what everybody wanted to hear, and her track record didn't back what she was saying.
It did not.
And like it was just empty and hollow. And the only thing that she had going for her was like, hey, woman president, it could be me, and that was the same reason people pushed Hillary. But like also there's like all that like backroom nonsense about the Democratic National Committee, like
this is for Bernie
cutting everybody off and saying, nah, we're doing this person. Like it just didn't feel like real democracy.
It was that.
But like it's just terrible. I don't get it. I don't understand how we're not getting better candidates. Like there have been some good ones, and they just Bernie would have been any better, to be honest. Like they're all like, ask yourself, they all get like $250,000 salaries, like being in Congress and senators and all this. How are they all worth millions and millions and millions of dollars?
Insider trading.
Ask Nancy Pelosi about that.
Yep.
It's just it's not sustainable. It's not like set up to actually do what it's supposed to do. So
don't worry, Jay. AI will save us.
Apparently.
Microsoft's AI slop will Microsoft Copilot will be the next president of the United States.
I really don't like talking too much politics because like I feel like it's all going in one ear and out the other for most people. Like I feel like that's the other big problem is that like everybody's so like dead set in what they believe in that they just want to talk, they don't want to listen. And I think that's our biggest problem in society. Everybody wants to talk, no one wants to listen. So like what's the point? That's why I just stopped you very rarely hear me talk politics because like I don't believe in
because I don't take it that's why, because I stopped taking politics personally.
Right.
Because I learned enough about politics, got involved enough about in it to learn like most of it's all bullshit. Right. Like when you get behind the scenes and get into what's going on, like you realize, oh, actually it's not what you think it is. Like you're being optimistic for no reason. And then when you see how people like the voters act and react when it comes to their candidates, you're like, oh yeah, this is cooked. Like it is. There's no point in taking any of this seriously.
Yeah, and I just it's just not worth it because like people just get mad for no reason. You know,
I'd vote for Gabe.
I also I don't believe in parties. I think that's like why do we only have two parties? You know what I mean? Like why it's
the illusion of choice.
Because I would say like at least, and this might be optimistic on my part, but I would say at least half of all voters just vote party, and it does not matter who's there. And that's why we have Donald Trump, because the Republicans had to vote for somebody, and that's who was there to vote for.
Yep.
You know, so
yeah. I remember in my younger days when I was a wide-eyed political activist, I would like push for ranked choice voting nationwide as like a great solution to the whole two-party problem where people were afraid of not voting for the lesser of two evils. Where I was like, well, if you have ranked choice voting, then you don't have to. You can choose who you think is the best candidate, and then that way you don't feel like you threw your vote away. But yeah, obviously that's never going to be allowed to happen nationwide, and you still run into the issue of voters just generally just not being that informed, like across the board. Like they're very easy to manipulate.
The Patriots play next Sunday at 8 p.m.
I just saw they won today. I was looking at the scores to see how distracted Jay would be during the show. I was like, oh, they're up by like 30. I was like, oh, they should be fine.
Yeah, the game is over, but like next week the game will be on. It'll be a playoff game when the show would be starting. So
playoffs already?
Yeah, this is the last regular season.
Oh, so I haven't been paying any attention to NFL at all.
Yeah, the playoffs start next week. So the Patriots are playing the Chargers at 8 p.m. next Sunday. So we'll have to like consider what we want to do about that.
Oh yeah,
because I will not be focused on the show during a playoff game.
Well, we got to let. I'll let you cook on that one, and I hope the Patriots lose from the bottom of my heart. Sincerely, I hope they lose by 20.
I hope you stub your toe, walk into the fridge.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Well, maybe you should think on it.
I'll think on it, and I think you're a poopy head. That's what I think. That's what I think. But I think we can. I think I want to get your, because I actually just hit a milestone myself. I finished Ghost of Yotei.
Nice.
I did not just beat one Yotei 6 member. I beat them all.
Nice. You want to see something cool? Look at this. I just got this in the mail.
Oh yeah, the collector's thing.
Yeah, this is your PlayStation rewards. Ooh. It is the Platinum Ghost of Tsushima pin. Nice. It's actually really nice. This is actually, I think this is super cool.
That is very cool, actually.
And I think it had like a little, congratulations card. And
I was like, all right, it's 2026. It's going to be a crazy year for gaming. So many games coming out. I was like, I want to finish Ghost of Yotei. I already finished Dispatch, obviously multiple times. I was like, I want to make sure I get Ghost of Yotei out of the way. I was like, all right, once I killed like the The second boss, I was like, all right, I'm determined to get it out. I didn't quite finish by 2026, but I did finish. Yeah, obviously I finished. Make sure I finished Clear Obscure, unlike Jay. Uh, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make sure Yote is done. So I like just grinded it over the Christmas holiday, and I finished it. I'm done. I beat. I got that off. Got that out of the way. My backlog is a little less clear. I'm now ready for Legends mode, and I can now give a proper Yote review.
Hell yeah! How are you gonna do a video on that, or are you just?
No, I'll just do it here.
Gotcha. Well, so I've said this already, I think, but like I do have more of an attachment with Jin Sakai, but with Yatsu, I felt like very cold at the beginning, but you really build on her story, and by the end, it's pretty good. It's really good.
Yeah, I thought the game was really good. I ultimately did not think it was better than Tsushima.
Right.
I did not like the story as much as Tsushima. By the end of it, I also didn't like Atsu as much as Jin. Like I thought Atsu was. I actually liked how they developed her character, and across. I thought they did a good job with the story arc, but I thought overall, I'd say the game. I gave the game an 8.5, and I gave Tsushima like a 9.6 or something like that. And I think the biggest thing for me was I didn't like some of the story elements, particularly towards the end. Like I felt like they took too much choice away from the player. Like there's a moment in the final battle. There's a part of the final battle where where a character dies, and it doesn't really make sense for them to die here. And the way it's set up, they make you think you have a choice, but you actually don't. Like they have what you think was a normal fight, and they have a scripted moment where you're not allowed to counter their attack, so that they can set up this cutscene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like how any of this ended.
I know what you're talking about, and I agree with
I'm
you on that.
I'm not trying to spoil. I'm trying to avoid the spoilers, but yeah. But if you played it, you know, like, I didn't think that. I thought that was poorly. I thought that was poorly done. And I think
at the tree, right?
Yeah. And I think like, and after playing games like Baldur's Gate 3 and Clair Obscur, and even Tsushima, it felt like Jin's story was something that you could shape yourself. Like Atsu's whole thing was someone who's consumed by vengeance, learning that there's more to life than just seeking blood. And Jin's journey was, I need to save my homeland from this foreign invasion, but I may need to sacrifice my principles, the honor of my clan, the honor of the samurai, in order to do it. And I just overall felt like his ended up, with the way they finished it, the way they played out, ended up being more compelling to me.
Absolutely.
But I still thought the story overall was good with Asu, but I just didn't think it was impactful. And also I think the bigger thing though for me was the combat. I think the combat in Tsushima was much better than Yote. I like the addition of the variety of new weapons, but I don't think they implemented it well. Like I understand they wanted to do something different. Like in Tsushima, it was just, instead of different weapons, you have different stances to battle different weapons. This time around, both Yote and Shadows ended up doing a similar thing where you had like a variety of different weapons, like the Kusuragami, the gun. Funny enough, they all had kind of the same thing going on. But funny enough, I thought Shadows actually handled the combat better when it came to the weapons. Like I felt like in Shadows, you actually felt like this is a different weapon. It has all these different abilities and skill trees. Like they have big skill trees for every weapon that you can upgrade. You have different customized different abilities, and it felt like with Yote, they gave you a wider variety of weapons than Tsushima, but less customization overall. Like even though you only had basically you're basically rocking your katana in Tsushima, you had all these mythic skills you could unlock, your flash steps and all this other stuff, and then you had all these different stances. So it felt like you had a lot to the katana, whereas in Yote, the katana did like one thing. It's like it felt like each weapon. Okay, you had your one special spirit skill, and then you had one whole thing, and then it was just like it just felt like there wasn't really a lot to do with each weapon, and they tried to design it in a way where you had to match the weapon with the other weapon in order to make it work, especially in boss battles. And that part felt underwhelming, but the bigger thing that annoyed me was the fucking camera. It is the worst camera I've ever experienced in an action game in my entire life. It's fucking horrible, and I could not understand how it made it into the game like that. And no matter what I did, nothing fixed it. Like it especially popped up in boss fights where the camera is actively fighting against you. Like even when you try to lock on, like the camera flips shows and just removes the boss from the screen. So you have to try to guess where the attack is coming from while you try to reorient the camera. And I could not understand why they didn't have this settled, because it was fine in Tsushima. And here I'm like, I'm changing it. I'm looking around, I'm trying to change different settings, thinking, oh, maybe it's the default one might be ass, but maybe there's some, but nothing worse. Is the same problem, and it made the boss fights so unnecessarily annoying because I'm like constantly trying to fight to see the fucking screen while I'm trying to time my attacks and parries. It was so annoying.
Yeah, the thing that really resonated with me was just some of the like aha moments that came, like Kitsune's story kind of caught me out of left field.
Yeah, that was a great reveal. I thought I took it. I followed the path. I think I started after I think the second boss I beat was only on your recommendation.
Right.
That's the path I went down, and I appreciated the story. It just felt like it just felt like I was enjoying the story, but yeah, the combat was just really throwing me off, mainly because partially because of the I felt like the lack of really a variety in each weapon, but also that the camera was just so insufferable to deal with the whole time. And so overall, I still thought it was a good game, but yeah, I couldn't go higher than 8.5 on there, which
is a great score.
Which is still a great score. But I do think overall Tsushima was very good. I thought Yote had I thought Bote had much better music. I thought it was better visually, especially in terms of set pieces as well. And I thought that I thought the side stuff was actually better in Yote. It made exploration I enjoyed in Tsushima as well, but it was even more engaging in Yote. I was part of the reason it took so long to finish the game was because I was spending so much time exploring, because there's all the cool stuff you could find just riding around on your horse. And they actually managed to make these missions like interesting. Like even like you think they're just like throwaway stuff. Like I was just riding around and I came across this burning house, and I saved this this woman from like a Ronin that had killed her husband, and set the place on fire, and I went in to try to save her, and she just was like, no, I left, I lost everything. I don't have any other reason to leave. And and you just had to just leave her there, and it was just like, man, this is like a random side event. It's just like
Yeah.
that's fucking.
I know exactly I know exactly where that was too.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, there were some really cool missions, like the mission of like the haunted castle.
Yeah,
Was so cool, like visually and just the mission in general. Like Jin Sakai's mission
fantastic. Love it.
was so good. There's even like a Ninja Turtle reference in there. I don't know if you caught it, but yeah, man, it was my favorite game of the year. And to answer Gabe's question, I hope they just keep pumping out Ghost games.
I hope their next game is Infamous. Honestly, I want them to.
I have no attachment to it, so
I think my games of the year were definitely it's how I thought it would end up, and it's exactly how it ended up. It's Clair Obscur, Dispatched, Yote, and I'm looking forward to Legends mode in Yote. But I hope they take a break and do Infamous next. I want a Infamous sequel, reboot something. I just want a new fresh game because it felt like it feels, unless they have like legitimately like a new twist to it, I feel like they could use a break from the Ghost of until they can find like a way to really revolutionize the formula a little bit, make some useful. Like I thought, because even just listening to like doing the Jin Sakai side quest, finding out how he was the first shinobi, I'm like, well, that could have been the sequel. That sounds fucking interesting.
Yeah, and that's the thing that like is hard is like I feel like Yote at a much lower scale suffered what Rocksteady went through with, Suicide Squad, where for a lot of people their choice of what to do next was an automatic no. You know what I mean?
I'd say this was much closer to Rocksteady. I think this will be much closer to Arkham Knight than the Suicide Squad.
Well, no, because that was still Batman, though. You know what I mean? Like this is still sure, yeah, but like it's
not as dramatic. The Suicide Squad.
I am saying it's not as dramatic, but like
because it was a completely different game. Like it was a completely different genre. Whereas people forget now because it's glazed to hell and back. But Arkham Knight was very controversial when it came out. A lot of people, Batman fans in particular, did not fucking like that game.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Like, because it was coming off of Arkham City, the best superhero game ever made, and the follow up to that, there was a lot of stuff people did not like about it at all. The Batmobile, the final boss, like the story, like a lot of people had a lot of problems with Arkham Knight, and it ended up working out. Like people still ended up loving it, thinking it's still a great game. But pretty much everyone would agree, City is better.
Right, for sure. But like here's the thing, okay? Like this is kind of what I meant. All right, I'm gonna use a different reference and why I said Suicide Squad. Okay, because like all the signs were there. Everybody loved Jin Sakai. They wanted more Jin Sakai.
Right.
And the second they saw Atsu, they were like, no. That was more what I was saying. And that's what I meant by with Rocksteady not sticking with Batman. These are the top 9 comics of 2025.
I saw this.
Batman. All right. Like Batman's name is in like almost everything.
Shout out to Invincible, number 4.
Yeah, but like
Deadpool number 1.
Like Batman. I think this tells you everything you need to know when you have a good thing. And of course, this is the first time having a sequel to Ghost. They didn't know. They just assumed that people loved the series and they would just automatically love something similar that's a little bit different. But now they know, okay, man, they really fucking love Jin. So what do we do about that?
That's the thing. I don't even think it was. I think most of it's not Jin backlash came from the grifters who didn't even play the first one. Because if you look at the sentiment, most people enjoyed Yote. they didn't really have a problem. They were, there were some people that were sad that there was no Jin, but a lot of other people were just like, well, Jin's story was pretty much done. So between Tsushima and Iki Island, so I'm fine with trying out something new. And I feel like the reviews reflected it, the sales reflected it. Yeah, it's people still like the game for what it was. I felt like reasons people didn't like this weren't about Atsu. I feel like only really the cultural grifters had a specific issue with Atsu. I feel like just the game itself just was good, just not as good as Tsushima. But I think most people were willing to give it a chance and weren't really invested. Like with Suicide Squad, it was just like even Suicide Squad, the reception wasn't even bad until the battle pass leaked. Like people were like intrigued.
Yeah, I mean,
people were intrigued by that first trailer. I remember there was a lot of hype around it, especially after seeing Superman. And then when the battle pass leaked on top of people seeing kind of a glimpse of the gameplay, they were like, "Oh no, this is looter shooter slop," and just wrote it off.
I was just talking on like a more broad level, but like I do remember when Yote got announced, like immediately there were a lot of people that were like, "Oh my god, what the fuck? It's not Jin Sakai." You know what I mean? And I do feel like, there were a lot of people with Suicide Squad where it was like, "Oh, what the fuck? Why aren't you just making another Batman game?" So like that was more kind of like outside level, like top layer stuff. You know what I mean? Not needing to get too much deeper into it. Like there are people that wrote both games off just immediately because of what they weren't, And I do think I think people are just way too overcritical about everything now. And that gets back to like what we were talking about with Stranger Things. It's like everybody's looking for every possible loose end that didn't get tied up and they just need to know. And it's like, why? Like, why can't it? Like, why do you need to know about Dustin's like ham radio girl? Like, whatever, she served her purpose.
Some of the nitpicks were like really insane. Like I do not give like really gives a fuck about this, but there were also a lot of like really like huge plot holes.
Sure,
like,
but I was more getting into but I was more getting into like I just like the way that you described why we loved Jin Sakai the way that we did, because like he was more layered and there was more to it. And I feel like Atsu's story was a really good story. Like that was a really good story. It did have issues, sure, but like I don't know, man. I just feel like people weren't ready for it. It did tie up Jin's story, but not the way people wanted. I really did think that we were going to get a Tsushima 2, and I really hope they do a third one, and I hope they kind of go. I feel like they can't do a female protagonist again.
I would have loved a Shinobi, a Ghost of game of Jin as a Shinobi, just a pure Shinobi, just a pure Shinobi.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these companies are going to start making safer games, but that graphic I just showed, like,
oh yeah, people are definitely.
How do you not just invest in Batman?
I mean, this is what they're doing. They're going to keep doing that, which I understand. And I always thought, keep making Batman games, but also make other stuff, because there's a lot of other properties that DC could be profiting off of that they're just not.
But I just wonder why. Like, all right, obviously Batman Deadpool, like that was fucking cool, right? And obviously it's number 1 and number 3 for the year because each one had like 57 different covers, like, so, but like that was an event, and that was like, but the absolute franchise, for whatever reason, I haven't really read it, but
I have the first volume of Absolute Batman. I haven't read it yet, but I haven't read it. But yeah, Absolute Batman did well. Absolute Flash is on the list. I remember Absolute Wonder Woman did great as well. That was the first one that really popped off.
Yeah, so like I understand, but like it's like, how do you ever, like, why is it that Batman is like so like the only thing like people are buying at like the top level right now,
And Flash, he's in the top 10,
right? But I mean, I'm just saying that, like,
and Invincible.
I'm just saying, like, Batman is the common theme though. Like there's like 6 out of the 9 top titles have Batman in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because people are playing, and they definitely milk it, and they definitely did some shenanigans by having all these different covers. But like the reality is, they made one really great Batman series, and it popped off, and then they boosted, they further inflated those by having like different variant covers. But I think the issue with comics in general is that, especially when it came to DC and Marvel, is that they were playing it too safe. They just didn't have enough interesting creative ideas. That's why you don't have this issue with like manga, for example. Like if you look at the top selling manga, which has been beating the shit out of comic books for years now, like you don't see Goku like 50 fucking times, because every year there's like a new, like there'll be a year like, oh, Naruto's a new thing, it's huge, it's crazy. Oh no, Attack on Titan just came out, that's crazy. Oh no, Jujutsu Kaisen just topped that. No, Demon Slayer just topped that. Like Chainsaw Man just topped it. Like there's always something new and fresh coming, multiple things coming every year of interesting stories that with compelling characters. And it felt like Marvel and DC at some point kind of lost that, and we're just like trying to just milk the same characters over and over again in just uninteresting, increasingly uninteresting ways. And it just took like somebody just coming along and like saying, hey, let's, because there were years where Batman wasn't like dominating like that. Like even still, like you had a year where Harley Quinn was on top when it came to the comics, when it came to DC Comics. But it's just like, if you just take a character and you tell a really cool story, and it's even easier if you already have an established character, people will buy it. People will buy it. And I feel like comics just need to do just a better job, and DC in general and Marvel need to do a better job of empowering really good writers and letting them do really cool shit again.
Well, I think the biggest takeaway I had from that list is 7 out of the 9 titles were DC. One I think is Image or Skybound, whatever, for Invincible.
Skybound, yeah.
And while number 1 is Marvel, it's Marvel, it's Deadpool Batman, like, so like it was Marvel had a bad year.
I mean, Marvel's consistently having a bad year. DC is consistently having bad years, but Marvel's success was coming from the cinematic universe, whereas DC was failing miserably with that. And now we're.
Well, I'm talking purely comics. I mean, like purely comic books.
Purely comic books have been in the shitter for years now.
Sure, but like even bigger, like it's really rough to see 7 out of 9 titles are your competition. It didn't used to be like that. There's not even one Spider-Man title in there.
They got to lock in. They got to tell a really good. They got to put it. They need an absolute Spider-Man or something.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah, Marvel just needs to find some really really good writers that can do an interesting twist, with some cool, get some cool fucking art, and see what happens. I think that's just what it comes down to. That's what's been working with manga. Obviously, don't want to recreate their culture of overworking their manga artists to death, but definitely take a cue in how you have all these really talented creatives that are empowered to make great work, and also pay your fucking artists and writers. Marvel. Marvel. Looking at you, Marvel.
Yep, they're definitely going through it right now. So
pay them, please.
I will say that I've been curious because there's a website that I've bought comics from before that I got an email right before the second printing of Deadpool Batman came out, that they basically just had a bundle with all the covers, and it was cheaper than buying them one by one. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just order that. And then like they came out in November and I never heard anything. And I never even got a shipping notification, but apparently they're finally coming tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna check them out. I gotta sit down and read because I also got Corey Kenshin's second volume of his manga. I wanna read that too. The first volume was really good. I want to finish. I'm gonna probably read them both. Oh yeah. Speaking of Netflix, I did see people are mad at James Gunn or saying James Gunn was being threatened, essentially because he said he was excited for the Warner Brothers and Netflix deal, and I'm sure I'm sure he has to say that, like just like he said, Flash was one of the best superhero movies he's ever saw. you know, he's playing the game. James is a veteran. He knows playing the game, and now there's a new boss in town potentially if this deal gets approval. It definitely doesn't look like Netflix has big plans for the gaming division. Their games, obviously Netflix had interesting games to some degree, but I I don't imagine they're going to. Obviously, they mainly bought all this IP so that they can have Marvel, so they can have competition for Marvel. Since they had success with the Marvel stuff, now being able to own DC, they can do Daredevil, but for DC now is basically the goal. Have all this extra content on the platform. I don't think they're going to do much with gaming. I, I think they either they're either going to just kind of let the studios kind of do their thing and not have much oversight, or they're just going to probably sell them off.
I, everybody made such a big deal about how there's this quote. We might have talked about this before. I don't remember.
Yeah, we did, but yeah, he's basically just say they didn't value the gaming division in the acquisition.
And to me, that's like house money. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't even really consider them, then you're about to get these studios that are absolutely have value, and at the bare minimum, you could spin them off and get value back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't really put too much thought into that. Yeah. They're not going to just suddenly close them down. I'm sorry, Hogwarts Legacy 2 is going to make them a shitload of money if they,
for sure. Like that,
I think Lego Batman is gonna sell really well. I think whatever. I don't think we're anywhere near it, but whatever Rocksteady does next is gonna do really well.
It's another single player Batman game,
right? So like, I don't know exactly what it's gonna be, but I think we just saw Batman sells. So
I think they'll definitely let. I think they won't be too aggressive, but I think if the studios show their worth, which they've done and probably will continue to do, I think Netflix will look at it as a way for them to get in the game division because they tried their game and the exploits didn't really do anything because they're not a game company,
right?
Like that's why they mostly just did mobile slop for the app.
I can tell you that I know somebody that interviewed with them. And they did not have a very they did not take the job, we'll say that.
Oh, okay.
So they did not have a very good impression of where Netflix gaming was at, and I think that obviously shows in what you just said. So
exactly. Like they were a rental. They were a fucking DVD rental company that's spun off into this TV and movie app, and they like oh well, people play video games, let's get into that. So there's obviously interest in it, but they obviously had no expertise and just did whatever. But I think now that they've acquired studios with people who do know how to make good games, I think that they'll take the opportunity to be like, okay, fine, you're the experts, you have the infrastructure, we can just we can just fund it and you can do your thing. I think they'll
make us money.
Yeah, as long as they're making money, I think they'll keep them around. I don't think they're gonna pay too much attention to it because obviously they're not experts. But as long as it's not making them look bad, I think they'll be fine. But it just does put pressure on, I think, Rocksteady in particular do well on their next game. I don't think Avalanche has anything to worry about with Hogwarts Legacy 2 or Lego for that matter. I think they're fine, but everything else is like, we'll see. We'll see. I think they'll give it a shot because you know they spend a lot of money. They obviously see a lot of potential, but yeah, I'm definitely not worried about them shutting down or anything like that.
Yeah, me either.
Not yet. At least they'll definitely let them cook a little bit, or just sell them off. You know, I'm sure Sony would love to buy Rocksteady or Avalanche.
I mean, we didn't even bring up NetherRealm, you know,
or another, yeah. So yeah, I think they'll probably be all right. Yeah, for sure. All right, I think we can wrap it up for this week. We had a special long one because we've been out. Been a minute, and Jay has his he has to see the Patriots lose next week. So appreciate it. It's always good to hang out, and the next time we did a show, Deadpool will have already hit Marvel Rivals, so we'll have Greek on. Probably I'll see if Miller wants to come on as well. We can talk about the first week of Deadpool in season 6 and all that good stuff. Thank you all once again for supporting us for a whole year. 2025 was definitely a year that happened.
We both had the same mindset.
Yeah. Hopefully 2026 is better in every way. I think it's definitely going to be a great year for gaming. I'm looking forward to all the cool stuff. This month is a little quiet. Relatively quiet when it comes to games. Still some games for people to look out for, but February is where it starts really getting interesting with Resident Evil 9 and everything like that. So we'll be talking, we'll be playing. Stay safe, everybody. I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
We miss you, buddy. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace. My naysayers.
More like the Scarlet Bee. Hey, I didn't see you there.